And we're fucking in, boys. How you guys doing tonight? Anyone who's out there watching the VOD or watching live. Um, yes, yesterday was a whole lot of fun with episode 6. Today with episode 7, we're going to have an absolute blast today. We're in a lot of danger. we're in a lot of danger after that last fight. But I'm really expecting some heft here. Fight for my fucking life, because that's what it feels like we're going at right now.
Okay, let me just triple everything's HP value
No, please.
real quick. Honestly, you'll probably be alright if
true.
I'm being
That's
honest
true.
here.
But for anyone who is watching and maybe tuning in newly, I am Vostel_DMG. I am the resident Mr. Funny Man and TTRPG Oni here, as well as our DM for the session and campaign from start to finish is and has always been James, aka the Lich of Headpats.
Are you happy you finally got me to actually consistently DM?
Yes, because I if I remember correctly, I was the one who initially taught you how the fuck to do this in the first place.
What, DM?
Mm-hmm.
No,
okay, no one never.
No, Toasty didn't even teach me how to DM. I just went at it at some point.
You just went at it? Okay, well.
Yeah, I remember that was always the joke, because I wasn't taught by anyone. I was just like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna try DMing.
Then again, I did basically teach our entire friend group how to dungeon master.
No, I wasn't there when you started teaching Dungeon Master. Like, when you did that, at some point I was just like, I want to give it a try, and it's been better.
You've been doing really, really good, and I think you've been doing better as the story has been progressing for sure.
Yeah.
Since this is like your first major campaign outside of
Frost Frontier, or Lost Frontier rather.
Mm-hmm. And that game wasn't super long anyway, so
I might restart it at some point.
Yeah,
it'd be a fun time.
I mean, I'd be down for it, but
we get a Godbound game.
For Godbound game.
It would actually work as a Godbound game, fun fact.
It actually it would, like, really, really well. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
It might work better than a traditional Dungeons and Dragons game, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, might start doing it as that.
But anywho, feel free to begin whenever you are ready.
So last time I cliffhangered y'all.
Yep.
You woke up in a big cavern. Let me get my home brewery up. You find yourself in a deep cavern. Like, a thick energy surrounds you. The whole place it's not lit up, but there's some passive light around from mushrooms and like bioluminescent mushrooms and light. The whole place is dank and dark and very, very fucking ominous. A loud, booming voice yelled to you from somewhere else in the caverns. You can't really determine where. Basically asking, who is it that entered his domain? I'm guessing you're gonna
if
lick
I
your
remember
wounds.
correctly last time. After that, I stayed pretty silent, and then ordered your boy Cole to heal up Ezrath, and then told Ezrath to shut the fuck up. And he was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then cut, and we're all kind of standing there just looking around, hoping that something isn't going to creep on out. I know we have the blade from the individual last time.
Mm-hmm.
And I did manage to scavenge off a mere
Word of his power.
Yeah, a mere portion of the power that he had remaining in his body, but the artifact itself is still completely fine and is all right there. So what I know we're in a cavern, but is there any other descriptors we can get here for the scene around us?
You can feel the stone, while natural, there's a weird kind of, like, the weird energy you felt before. If you look a bit more into it, you can kind of feel it just has infused into the rock around you, making it much more durable than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Where you are right now, like, the only way to go is there's a kind of I think that's a big corridor, essentially. There isn't, unless you look a little further and use, some light magic, you can't really see too much else. Or, wait, can you see in the dark using night
I
ward?
can perfectly.
Ah,
Steve,
yes.
I think would be able to. At the very least.
To some degree, he probably can.
He probably has dark vision, at least. Steve, I'm sorry, Cole and Ezrath, though? Probably not.
So high up in the room, you can see kind of some passages leading out to other directions. You're not sure what they're for, and they're a little small to be human ones.
I would think that my, like, the cloaks themselves glow very, very faintly, especially in the pitch black of dark. Just faintly when they're deactivated, which Ezrath's would be, so at least Cole would know where the fuck he is to heal him, when he did so. So,
well, like I said, there's enough passive light like on the ground level where you are to you can kind of, it's like dim light everywhere.
So, where is the light coming from?
What? Like I said, there were bioluminescent like mushrooms and things like that.
Okay.
Through some
sorry.
lights.
That right over my ears. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my piercing eagle eyes and look off into the room, see how many exits we have here, if there really even is any.
In terms of like normal walking, like there is a path you can kind of walk up. It's on a slight incline going up, and it turns to the left, so you can't really see too far past it unless you want to go up the path.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to wave my hand just a little bit and snap my fingers as I just say very faintly underneath my breath, "Luminous," as small basically motes of light just spring softly into existence, almost like fireflies just throughout the area, but then group together into 3 medium-sized, like basketball-sized orbs of like different colors. I'm gonna say one's blue, one's green, and one's white, just like floating through the area. I'm gonna have them kind of sit on the borders of the party just to give light throughout the area, as I'm going to go ahead and grab the sword off the floor from the individual last time. So now I can summon it wherever I'm at. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to straight up just what I'm gonna go ahead and do is sink it straight down into the floor, just right there, and then we're gonna keep walking because it looks like there's only one passageway, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not sure where they go, but there are like smaller like tunnel type things higher up in the room, like away from ground level. Like you would have to climb up to get to them.
Okay, inside that case, what I'm gonna do is I am going to. Can I take the frog off of my belt, give it to Steve, and put the sword into that?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm just gonna let Steve wield the sword, because Steve isn't gonna be fucking corrupted by the damn sword. As an undead servitor. So what we're gonna do.
Oh god, there's a question. What happens if you give it to Chance or Hans?
Huh?
What happens if you give it to Hans or Chance?
I would say nothing, because they are magically imbued undead. Not necessarily like their bodies aren't alive to be able to withstand that. You know, they're being animated by another force, you know.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Steve is arguably he is a construct, so you know.
Yeah.
Just has artificial intelligence. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give that over to him, and then I'm basically gonna wave for them to like follow as I very carefully make my way up.
Roll me Dex.
Okay, is this for stealth or is this for?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I didn't know if this was for stealth or not. We'll see.
Wow, that's a mighty roll, a mighty low roll you got there.
That is. He's being careful, not quiet, I suppose is the explanation here. He's just walking, you know. He's not used to walking in squanch, you know. Plus, there is the motes of light, so it's not like he's super discreet. He's just not wanting anything to sneak up on him.
Well, as you walk, you can hear the rushing of footsteps from just all around you. As a horde of bipedal magic beasts covered in scales jump down from the passages high above, landing all around you, preparing like bone spears and clubs and axes. They prepare to fight you. A few of them stay up top with magic, ready to blast down at you. Roll me dexterity for initiative.
Okay. You want to change the music?
Yeah, more on it.
Nice. Alright, so having prepared ourselves very well for this. I can only assume because of this we are not jumped first, so.
No, like, you hear them running up, you know they're coming, you prepare, you're ready to attack.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at all of them and go, prepare yourselves. As I'm going to go ahead and activate the Cloak of Moil with a free action. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is summon forth my Vampiric Touch as it coats my arm. And then, and they haven't gotten up to us yet, right? Are they within, like, run-to range?
Right within, like, actual attacking distance, because they jump down around you.
Okay, so they jump down around us. Okay, cool. Alright, so then in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to point my staff up with my right hand, my stealth arm, and have the end of my, the gemstone at the end of my staff glow a dark purple as streaks of black lightning wreck out through the room. I'm going to use my Frey Dice on the mages. So that is 8 damage. Unless it is not rolled straight for whatever reason. Then that'd be 2.
It is.
So then that is 8 damage. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is look on over at I'm gonna look on over at the boys around us as I begin to rip and cleave. What is their AC?
Take a guess.
3.
2.
Oh my God. Everything 2 AC. Man, all the
Does that stop you?
all the mook enemies have like hella AC. Yes, it does, actually. Yes, it does.
Oh, wait, I forgot to roll, let me just, you know.
It does stop.
It's a hit now.
Oh, cool. Nice.
He switches out for a 13.
So that is going to be 18 damage. As I basically as I slash through them one at a time, ripping my claws against their chests and against their front halves, grabbing some by the throat and throwing them into others. Each slash, instead of scattering blood across the floor, their bodies just kind of get ripped out of them, like their blood gets ripped out of them and turned into mana itself all around me, healing me back up for whatever remaining that I had. And then there's obviously the will that burns that is activated. Which
one's that?
Remember, it's the one that for concentration spells. I don't lose concentration on them anymore, and they just take damage. Yeah. But I'm not going to be saying the will that burns anymore, FYI, for chat specifically, because it's an instant. It doesn't fucking matter. It's not going to use any of my actions or anything. So, go ahead. Oh, wait, no. It is Steve's turn. My bad. So, yeah, that would be next on up. Steve.
I was about to ask, what, Steve?
Steve is going to go ahead and hit him for Ooh, 7. Let's go. 7's pretty good. As he's basically just going to reach his arms out as walls of bone rip around us straight up vertical, as they just send out massive well, no. The walls of bone come up out of the ground, covered in spikes on one side, as he just throws his arms out as they fly into the crowd, just shoving them against walls, and splatter erupts from around the outsides. That is going to be Steve.
Everyone do this, by the way. They fill in their ranks. There's quite a lot of them still.
It's fine. It's fine. Cole and Ezra.
Cole raises his hands, turn all of his divine magic. As he pew.
Oh, it's a shoot. It's 2 hits.
He makes the second one to hit by using his second
He
portent.
gets a 50% chance to hit on a 2 AC.
Actually, does he even need that? Oh, he uses the 11 he got earlier to make that the second one to hit, by the way.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, that's fine.
I gave him so many dice to roll.
And this is per day, right? Or is this per season?
Yep. He rerolls them every day. And he can also steal a roll as well.
Oh. Steal a
Yeah.
roll?
He can say it's solid my luck one. So if he rolls really well, like a 20, he can take that roll and just kind of save it for later.
Fair enough.
And that will be a nice 1, 2, 3. Extra 2 damage per attack as well.
6, 7, 8. 8 plus 8, 16 plus 8. That would be, if I could do math correctly, 24.
I got it, don't worry. Yeah, not there. Alright, calculate the damage. Anything else, alright? Nothing else. Good. So you see him just condense onto one ball of energy as he just sweeps the crowd with basically a beam of fire, cutting down all the ones in the front row. But alas, they still fill in, more than pouring out of the crevices. As Zeroth steps up to the plate, ready to absolutely fucking annihilate them.
Go for it, buddy. Man's gonna fuck bitches and take names. Go for it.
I'm just gonna try to have him attack normally, or try to have him use Mountain's Wash Away in his, smash ability thing.
I mean,
honestly, I don't think it's even better at this point. Honestly,
he hits like a freight train. So
regardless, yeah. I think Mountain's Wash Away is good if he's fighting multiple mobs, because you can hit all of them at once.
That is true, but he's only fighting one mob, right?
Yeah, it's just one vast mob essentially. So he's gonna fuck shit up. So I roll his fucking. He gets his freight dice damage out, and now he whips out his. Oh my god, this is. Yeah, of course he fucking hits. Oh, and that's maximized too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's maximized because he has a shattering hand.
That's 18 damage, isn't it? Fucking Christ, it's so much damage.
It is 12, 16,
yeah, it's 18 from
yep.
18 from base, and then 12 more from Frost Tongue.
Yep.
God, I thought making a mob with 2 AC, 250 HP would have been a challenge.
They're not dead yet.
Not even close, no, but holy shit. You've done 100 damage this turn.
Yeah.
Wonder why everything has fear, no steel now. Anyway, though. So, you see him prepare his blade as he slams it into the ground behind him. As he just brings up rock and ice, just slashing through the army in front of him. As he dashes in. Shoulder charging one to the ground, smashing its chest in. Standing up just menacingly. Staring at all those around him. Frost building up at his feet and on his blade. As they do not know how to cope with the situation. It is now their turn.
The beasts.
Yes, they look terrified. They're like, what the fuck? They think you're demons.
Would I be able to make an intimidation check?
No.
No? Okay.
There is abilities for that, though, which you don't have. Fun fact, yeah, you can actually get an ability to make the enemies make morale checks and run away.
Well, I mean, they can make a morale check anyway.
Yeah, they're scared, but they're still, you know... They think you're a demon. They're not gonna run away yet, though. They're like, oh, fuck. Because there's still plenty more of them. They're going to attack Azeroth.
They're already halfway killed.
No, actually, surprisingly not. That's a miss.
That's a miss.
That's a hit.
On who? Oh, just on
Azeroth.
Oh, okay. 3 attacks. That's a fast mod, that makes sense.
That's on one of their actions. They get 2 of those. So they attack. Oh wait, I forgot to roll because it's one of the new abilities he got. 3 plus. Oh, damn it.
Don't
Second,
forget,
I lost my.
he is Shadow of Moil.
Yes, it's going to activate in a second.
Big damage.
Big damage. The Shadow Moil is so fucking good.
Yeah. Plus,
I
it's
also
great damage for them.
Yeah.
Because it runs off.
So he gains 4 temp HP now to him and Cole. We're up to 5 total right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they go to attack.
Well, it should be him, Cole, and Steve, right?
Yes, Steve gets a 2. I forgot about that. Yeah. So he takes 3. He takes 2 straight damage, leaving with 3 temp HP left. Sure. He takes 2 normal damage. You can see as they attack, one of them rushes forward at him, trying to slash the demon in front of them, as his hand hits a shield and just gets disintegrated by the Shadow of Moil. As he just waves his arm, the cloak billowing for a moment, just eviscerating 3 more of them next to him. As they now go to try to attack, some of the ones above tried to attack Cole.
Do they not? By the way, out of curiosity, they can attack everybody in one action, right?
What's up?
Are they able to attack everybody here in one action, or?
Yeah, they do 3. Okay, see, actually no, because they're you remind me of that. Yeah, they only get 1 action because they're fast. They're mobs, they only get 1 action. Yeah, they get 3 attacks per person though.
I wanted to make sure because if they had 6 attacks on everybody, I'd be like, holy shit.
It's a lot. They actually have a lower +2 attack though than a lot of people. Guess they aim at Cole next.
Goodbye, demon beasts.
I'm not. They actually do have blood like water, but I'm not using it.
Because we would eviscerate them.
They would die fucking immediately. Yeah.
Yes. Well.
Fucking excuse me?
Well.
They have... Ezreal has a fucking worse AC.
He does.
Do you know why? They rolled a 3 and a 2 earlier. And they just rolled all like 14s now. They rolled a 13, 14, 14. So yeah, Cole cannot stop that.
No, he can't. Well. Well, you're taking some hits, buddy. You have 10 HP though, so you're okay.
He does. He actually does. I have a decent bit. He has 5 of it.
There's 5 of it.
That's 4 of it gone.
Well, that was max almost. So. He's okay. Maybe. Kind of. I think he's unconscious.
No, he's not. He had enough temp HP.
Did he? Because he had, what, 5 temp HP? Didn't he have 5 base?
Wait, because we got the... Actually, he might be unconscious, yeah, no, because he had the... He also had the +1 from Hope of Dawn, though.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure we're still...
No, it's 5 total. It's 5 total. And no, he'd be exactly down right now.
Yeah.
Yep, he's exactly at 0.
Well, Cole, you're unconscious.
Nope.
What? 9 lives. He hasn't used that
Nice.
yet. He has not used that yet.
Exactly. So he's up to 4 HP left.
He has 4. There we go. Punch it.
Whew. And he has no way of attacking back with us or anything like that. He does not have the same ability as Azeroth.
No. See, this is why I need to give Cole nonsense, because
they rolled really well against him though.
yeah, but I'm gonna have to sit here and give him like damage reducing effects, you know, just out the ass, because people keep hitting him when they shouldn't. All the time. All right, go ahead and hit. Do you want to hit Steve or me first?
Let me roll his attack. Let me say his attacks first. Let me say the attacks first. Describe them first,
I'm saying for the demon beast, do you want to attack me or Steve first?
They're gonna attack Steve next. Don't worry.
Okay. So he has.
But like I said,
4.
I want to describe. Yeah, his 4 time HP. Oh, 5. Hope of Dawn.
5.
So Cole raises his barrier, but just the peppering barrage from the mages up high. Eventually, his shield fails and shatters. His arm gets hit by a bolt of ice. A bolt of force hits him in the chest, kind of staggering him back a few steps before the chromatic orb just hits him in his leg. Actually, no, he dodged last one. A chromatic orb flies towards him, and he's just barely able to dodge roll out of the way. It slams into the wall behind him, fear in his eyes, as they are now galvanized, ready to keep fighting. As they now attack Steve.
Steve has 0 AC.
Moderately better than...
Ooh, that one's not too bad. E. Okay. Roll that funky damage. 4. He's fine.
Yeah, they fucked up Cole because they rolled really fucking high.
So the barrier's getting all of it. That's all 10 HP.
They rush at Steve. What was he? I don't want to do that. First one hit. Okay, good. So they rush at him. The first one brings up a large bone axe, slamming it down to the shield. It starts to crack slightly. A second one dashes at him with a small like bone shiv, just stab him in the side. He blocks it and throws the beast away. And the last one comes up with a club, uppercutting the shield. You can see it kind of like a spider web pattern of cracks going across it as its own was breaking.
Hit me.
You're next.
Hit me, bitch.
3.
Hit me, bitch.
3 AC.
Yep. Wow, okay. Wow, okay. Inside this case, go for it. Deal damage.
A mass of them rush at you. Just the first wave of them just get... You kind of wave your arm out with a necrotic claw as just a wave of black flames rush out, completely disintegrating them. Some more of them, though, jump over it, just doing their very fucking best to attack you.
4. Respectable. Okay.
As one with a spear jumps over and is able to kind of stab your leg before just perishing to the flames. Its weapon doing the same.
Burn the weapon away.
Its weapon did the same, where it burns away.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Damn it. Again? Wild.
Cole's not wasting his last roll on you.
Wild. That would have regenerated my hit points massively, but it's fine. Alright. 8 damage as I try and swipe at some of them as they all just kind of move back away from me. But I bring my hand up, sending out small energy pockets, like small energy bolts that just pew, 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 straight down through the, through their ranks, blasting multiple of them just straight through oblivion, turning them first as it slams at them into a massive puff of explosion, as what remains is just a husk of a shell and a massive hole through the body part where the impact landed. That is going to be 8 damage. I am primarily targeting the mages where possible, but maybe 1 or 2 stray fly into the normal boys.
Okay, so you have the ones who are high up. Mm-hmm. Their mages' numbers are dwindling. They're kind of starting to run out of them. But still just wave after wave after wave of them.
And Steve is going to be targeting the mages as well. 7 damage. As he just raises his hands on up, as he clenches them and twists his wrists, as spears of bone fill the tunnels for which they're standing in, piercing multiple of them through. 7 damage.
Alright, you blast more and more of the way. Now it is time for Cole to go.
Strings busting.
Fuck shit.
I know. 2 hits is better than no hits.
Yep.
That's 18 damage. That's not bad. That's really good.
Plus is plus 2 damage per attack as well.
That was 18 total.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You see him kind of raise his staff in 2 hands, wielding more of a quarterstaff, as he swings it, just a slash of flame flying out like basically like a sword wave type thing. Slash out into the group, cutting down even more of them. As he brings it up once more to attack again, the second strike goes a bit too far to the side, and they're able to jump and duck out of the way. Slams into the wall, leaving a searing crease in the wall, melting down as lava. As he finally brings it down both hands in like a smash, basically attack.
Mm-hmm.
The cleaving, basically beam of fire flies forward, cutting through the vanguard of their horde. They're starting to feel fear. Now Ezroth just standing there, menacingly.
By the way, does he want to use spiritual weapon as a instant of it?
It's not worth it here.
Not fair. It does only last for, I think, a minute.
Yeah, and it's... You guys are making very quick work of this enemy horde. Oh no. That's 18 damage.
It is. Is that enough?
Nope.
Yeah.
They're almost down to like fucking a fourth of what their full force or something like that. No, less than that actually. They're down to very, very low numbers now. Ezra just grabs his blade both hands and swings it in a circle above his head. Or not above his head, but he swings it in a circle. The sheer force of the air and the ice basically creates like an ice tornado around him, just tearing apart all those around him. And he finishes it off by just all the ice and blood that's coagulated onto his blade from this. He basically just yeets it as a wave of ice at the mages up top. Mm-hmm. Also shutting the entrance, allowing no more of them to get through.
Good shit. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
And now I'm gonna have them roll morale check.
Hey, let's go. Whimper away and die, fuck boys.
You can see that they're kind of getting tense, as they kind of peel back as they get ready to start trying to run.
Mm-hmm.
And now is their turn. They all begin to flee and run away from you, climbing into some of the other holes around that didn't previously have any enemies rushing out of them.
Okay.
Do you let them go, or do you try to attack them as they run?
I will collapse the entrances.
After they're all gone, or?
Once they've milled on through them, yes.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm gonna collapse it on top of any the most of them that I can. You see, as they're running through it, I'm gonna collapse it fucking on top of them.
Roll attack, because they're decently far away, and you're trying to...
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. What I'm gonna use, though, is, number one, Fray Dice, and number two, what I'm gonna be using is... I reckon... Because there are multiple entrances. I wonder if Scorching Ray would be good. How close are the entrances together?
They're not. Like, there's the three of them you can see right now they're rushing towards. There's one on the right side, one on the left side, and there's one more on the left side a little farther down.
And if I use Scorching Ray, would that just melt the entrance, or would it, like, explode, or could I make it explode?
Scorching Ray has a lot of heat and fire. I would say it would melt, so it could, like, definitely block it off, though. But just have, like, it would fall, then it would come down, and probably reseal the entrance.
But it wouldn't, like, collapse on top of them.
No, it would just basically make so they can't get through anymore. Anyone that gets caught under it would die, because it would just, get hit by molten lava.
What I'm gonna do... Can I see far down the pathways?
No.
No, just the entrance. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, then inside that case, what I'm gonna do is Fray Dice on one of them, sending basically a smaller shatter, and I'm gonna cast shatter on the most populated entry tunnel. I'm gonna use my Fray Dice on the second most. I'm gonna leave the third, and I'm just gonna use shatter on it afterwards. Probably most of them are gonna get through.
Most of them get out.
Any that remain, I'm just gonna leave to Ezerath to clean.
Yeah, any of the ones that remain just kind of sprint farther down the tunnels to likely a different exit that you just can't see or get. Around a corner or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you kill about...
One I can roll damage if you really...
Well, no, you're not just doing damage to them. You're just... I'm gonna call in the collapse. About 8 more than I'm gonna call in the collapse. Yeah, so a good few made it out, but most of them died.
Collapse the rest of the fucking pathways in because shatter, thunder damage. Collapse the entryways so we don't get any that come back behind us. And any more entrances that I see as we go along the tunnel as we continue, I'm going to seal it off quietly with just by using like a continuous stream of firebolt. Just like mold the entryway,
And you keep going on the pathway?
Yeah, doing that to each entrance that we see along the way.
Roll me still. I'm kidding.
Oh.
You hear that booming voice from down the paths once again. Making quite a racket down there.
I'm gonna look over at Cole, and I'm just gonna go. Probably as I finish closing one of the holes as we're walking by it, I'm just gonna look over at him and go, "Don't mind whoever that is. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough."
He nods, looking a little afraid at whatever the fuck that is. And you can feel like that energy just growing and growing as you continue down the pathways.
Are we gonna heal by chance?
I think I only need
going to heal everyone up.
If it reminds me, let me just quickly. Actually, he's just gonna keep rolling until he gets maximum on that bonus.
For what, the AC bonus? Inside that
The
AC
heal bonus.
The
heal bonus, yeah. So now everyone except you has up to 10 bonus HP now.
Up to 10? Oh my god, okay.
Yep. Well, because the D8 plus intelligence mod, so 1, so 9. With the one from... Oh,
And that's from Ezrath, right?
Yes. Everyone's doing pretty okay. Cole's the only one who's really... Actually, no, I guess, actually, Steve's okay as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the only one who really needs some healing right now is just, yeah.
Because Ezrath was really the only one who got much of any injury last time. It was,
Ezrath was full
it was
healed.
Ezrath and myself, but we...
Ezrath was already healed.
Yeah.
Now Cole took some damage in this combat, but he's okay. He took 1 damage.
Yep. And I healed massively in that last attack. The first attack that he saved the roll on. So I'm fine.
He knew you needed it.
Yeah. So
That movie's so fucking good, isn't it?
Oh, it fucking is, for sure. But yeah, we're just gonna keep moving down as the bubbles have been recast and everything, I'm sure. Probably Hope of Dawn has been replenished more than likely.
Yep.
So we're all back up to full.
Yeah, everyone's just about full, if not full.
So.
So you continue down the pathways. You can feel the energy growing thicker and thicker. It's a ton of eldritch energy that it feels familiar to you. Different, but familiar. And as you get closer and closer to the source of the energy, you find turn a corner into a massive cavern.
Oh boy.
With a massive black dragon covered in eldritch runes and also many, many wounds across his body.
Yep.
Some of his scales cracked. You see quite a few scars, gouges in his scales, and he's covered in massive arcane locks and chains. His eyes, even his eyes, there are runes shifting in them as he stares at you. Ah, you are the one who fell into my domain. Say, how did you pass through the wards?
Quick question. Do you intend for the battle music to still be on?
No, I'm turning it off now.
Okay, there you go. I was wondering how intense this scene was supposed to be.
No, just this again.
So...
Oh, it's a little one, so it's a fucking dragon, yeah.
So... What I'm gonna say... Looking at him, halfway preparing to fight, but seeing that he's clearly contained, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's not as much of a threat. I'm gonna take a look at him and go, we were sent through the night road. Steve, come here. He kind of just walks on over, takes the sword out of his sheath. Out of the frog, and just kind of like holds it above him and goes, the blank wielding this sword sent us straight through the night road. We are seeking passage back. And I would love to be able to get back home to my father.
Ah, that twisted servant of mine. It is sad what happened to him. It is surprising you were able to vanquish him. He's gonna
look at him and go, it was no difficult feat. He fell before too long. Honestly, the trial before fighting him was more difficult than he was himself. As he just kind of sinks the sword into the ground.
He must have lost much of his power being held in that prison. While I cannot grant you leave of this place, I can tell you how to open up the pathway out. If you're fine with going on a little journey.
He appears to be willing to hear him out from his outward disposition, but he is very, very intensely studying everything about this dragon. So do I of knowing. I want to study his containment, his confinement, and he himself, and what his specialties are and his power levels are. Basically, chat for from this moment forward, for context here, I have both perfection of understanding and subtle eye of knowing, which means I can basically vibe check and get a read off of the magical power level of damn near any mage, any spell, craft, theurgy, or otherwise. I can just kind of know its general danger level, damn near everything about it, except for its very specific function. And even then,
Well,
inside most cases, I do.
you don't know you can't tell how powerful he is. Like, you can tell that he is a theurgic, practitioner. You can't tell what, like, power level he is. This gaze
Well,
immediately
I can
identifies
vaguely sense his danger level. Let's put it that way. I can vaguely sense his danger level.
That's not. No, that's not how that one works.
It
you
is.
can tell how. No, you can tell how dangerous magic present in the area is, not by people.
I mean, I can tell by the contain. By the, I mean, say I'm talking about inside his specific circumstance. I can.
I want to see how powerful the containment is.
Because how powerful the containment is, it's proportional to him. So I can gauge
you can
it
see that you can see that the wards that are like keeping him down are very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
They're powerful enough that like they can't like remember earlier when you saw the protection runes on the walls, like how they drew an energy from around it.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be enough to power this. This has an external source.
Mm-hmm.
Although you can't tell where that external source is.
Okay. And for context here, is the dragon themselves a magic practitioner, or is it just okay? Do they do theurgy or low magic?
Both.
Both. Okay.
It is, like I said, very powerful. Like you can, judging by the runes, very powerful.
And can I get some ideas about his containment, what its limits are, degree of power, and I know its function is contain him, but like what
contains him and seals his, like makes him unable to use magic or theurgy.
Okay. And its limits and degree of power.
They're basically just the arcane chains that seal his power. It's kind of its limits. Their only way to break it is by either possessing more power than the actual chains themselves, and not being contained by them, or by removing their external power source.
Okay, and are these chains powerful enough to contain anyone I've seen so far?
They could probably contain the one who understands.
Okay, so about equivalency here. All right. So, and do I happen to know the handiwork of these sigils? Like
no.
the author behind it? Okay, so it's not the one who
actually
knows.
Roll me. No, it's not him. No. Okay. Roll me intelligence.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Inquisitive.
It's not something you've seen before, but you feel like you've seen these before.
Okay. Are they made by the same person who did the other runes?
Nope.
Okay, so and
like I said, you don't remember where you've seen them before, but you feel like you've recognized them.
Yeah, because the ones in the other location were made by the one
who understands.
Yeah. Okay, so fair enough. All right. So yeah, like I said, I'm willing to learn. So I'm sorry, willing to listen. So that's my outward disposition. Like he's not stopping him from speaking, so he can go ahead.
He's waiting for an answer. He's like, if you're willing to go on a journey, he's waiting to see if you are willing to.
Okay, then inside that case, he'll just kind of like roll his hand a little and be like, I'm listening.
Good. And this way we can hopefully both get out of here, alive and well. There, he kind of nods. You see there are two pathways out of the cavern. One is the one that goes downwards, and the other one goes upwards. With a question, a slight incline. Down that path, there is an arcane generator of sorts, which powers the blockading wards around this place, and also seals me where I am, disallowing me to move or use any of my magic or theurgy. Up that path is a key that should be quite useful, held by the queen of the beasts you've no doubt fought. While the chains will be deactivated by the by the generator being turned off, the key will allow me to actually be freed from this place.
And you think I will free you from this? What is stopping me from making a deal with the Queen to leave myself? I am not chained here as you are.
I'm someone of great power. I should be able to give you something of worth if you free me.
Great power, and from what I can tell, great threat. You are no doubt more than likely stronger than my father, as my uncle is as well. And from what I can see, you two are about equivalent power level.
Oh, someone equivalent power to me?
He's gonna nod. So he goes, my uncle is an eldritch, far locked away beyond this plane of existence. A magi of deep understanding.
There are few in this world, or even in other planes, who can stand up to I, the one who watches.
He's gonna take a look at him and go, why are you called that? Out of curiosity?
I am the one who watches the world from high above, keeping the balance in the world.
And what a great job you've done, it seems. Gesturing towards the chains and shit.
Long ago, the gods of light and their damned pantheon locked me down here. It seems that anyone they cannot control, they decided to destroy or lock away. After a powerful god decided to fight back against them.
He's gonna think to himself for a second as he just kind of opens up his hand as the staff that's kind of been just hovering behind him kind of floats to the forefront as he grasps it, holds out in front of him. Does this scepter, mean anything to you?
He looks and goes, not that I know of.
He's gonna look down at it and go, pitiful. If you did, you may have very well bought your exit. But nevertheless, as he lets go of it and just lets it float next to him, he's like, I cannot trust you. And if you are released, I fear you may very well pose a danger to my home. Unlike my uncle, who I had suspicions of at first as well, he at least cannot roam the material. You can.
You see him thinking. He spots the runes on your hand. Ah, that is who you are. Your uncle. It's the one who understands, correct?
He's gonna look at him and go, I was wondering when you'd clue in, yes.
But who does that make your father? As far as I know, none of the others with titles have had children, or particularly able to in their current states.
He's gonna call out to him as he takes some steps forward, getting, like, within not yelling range any further. Close enough to probably not let him attack me per se physically, but close enough to be within like, if he really leaned in, he might be able to like breathe like fucking like hot breath on me. You know what I mean? Like that kind of difference. Like, so
Yeah.
if we really wanted to, we could get face to face.
Yeah.
But
Do you remember though he can't really
someday.
move in his current? Say he can't really move and attack you or anything.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was just his powers that were sealed in him inside the general spot he's in, or if he like can't lay down or get up. You know.
He's just basically stuck laying down where he is.
Oh,
He's like
okay.
changed the
Okay,
ground
okay. Then
basically.
I'm gonna get close enough to be just out of like chomping range. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mhm.
So regardless, as he approaches, he's gonna be like, "My father is a necromancer and sorcerer king of a small nation. He is one who seeks understanding of all that is arcane, but doing so in such a manner that will not lose him his sentience or his mind. I am his child, and a blank. I lost my memories long ago, but my mind has never been more clear. My life has been devoted to the church for as long as I can remember, and it shall be for as long as I live." Does that give you any guesses, oh wise one?
He looks at you and says, "Hmm. Yes. Yes, that does. Tell me exactly who your father is." Galar. I was not aware he had a child. Although it has been many, many years since I've been locked away in this place.
So you must understand why I may see you as a threat. My father is powerful, do not get me wrong, but he is not in the same caliber. I do seek to enhance his strength. I do seek to become the sword, so he may be able to do what he could never do before. But if you are released and, say, wish to take petty vengeance, or even wish one day to oppose us and our plans diverge, it would be more of a hassle than is worth it for simple, quick freedom.
Hmm. How about this then? You can go to your father. Once you leave this place, you can go to your father and tell him of me. And then once you get his confirmation that he knows me and that I am a friend, you can come back here and release me of my chains.
He's gonna look at him and go, "What is your history with him? I will be confirming this regardless, but what is your history?"
As with all of us, we all wield a title. Your father is the only one who renounced his. And it was due to his apprehensions with the higher levels of theurgy. The rest of us delved as far as we could and gained many boons, but many, many restrictions. The one who understands is locked away in his own realm. I cannot affect the world around me too much. Also given restrictions on what we're able to do due to our power. I was one who gave your father counsel on more than one occasion. Due to me not be able to affect the world to a high degree, I was able to assist him by giving him advice.
And is there anything further? Or is that all of your story?
He thinks about it and goes, I gave him counsel. We met fairly often, but there is nothing significant. As I said, I am not able to make too many changes to the world around me. Only reason I'm able to act much here is because my power is sealed, sealing me from my normal causality.
And why is it, per se, that once you delve far enough into theurgy, it almost seems as if you are barred from the material?
The powers that watch the material get a bit anxious when ones such as ourselves appear. Those who can rewrite the inner workings of the weave, control it to our will, use powers outside of the normal realm. Normal realm's a possibility. Similar to invaders from other planes. I'm sure you've met a few parasite gods.
I've defeated quite a few of them, yes. Even ones labeling themselves as nobles for whatever it's worth.
They always have quite an arrogance to them. Although I'm sure you've never fought a true noble of their kind. They have a different air about them.
Well, the one I fought that labeled themselves as a noble truly was arrogant, but his strength was pitiful. My servitor alone, this construct of theurgy, was powerful enough to combat his magic negation. But even I myself know some of the interworkings of theurgy.
He thinks about it. I can see the amount of talent you and your... Thinks a moment. Party. Contain. And I'm sure if it was one that was arrogant, it wasn't a true noble.
I see. Well, as he kind of looks around a little bit, he goes, I will be relaying this back to my father. If your story checks out and he commands me to free you, well then, you shall be freed. But let it be known I do not trust you. Your power on this plane spells for trouble. Now, do I believe, if you truly are a friend of my father, that you will be necessarily a major threat? No. But let it be known, if you do stand against us at any point in the future, even if I am not strong enough then, I will one day be. And I am not an enemy, anyone, no matter how powerful the deity is, wants to acquire. As he just begins walking towards the Queen corridor.
Wait, the queen or the engine?
The Queen corridor. He's not going down the engine.
Okay.
He's not turning that shit off.
Well, that's the thing he said. It doesn't just hold him down. The queen one basically would unlock the chains around him, whereas the engine would both turn off like the magic restraints on him.
Oh, I know, but he's gonna try and make it so that the Queen will let him leave via a normal tunnel, if all possible.
All right.
Just leave. So I doubt my theurgy will work here.
That's the wards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm thinking if I can just take a normal path out, because they've got to have a path of some sort out. And my reasoning behind this is they wouldn't be able to survive if they didn't have some kind of food source, which means they'd have to have some access to the surface or water or something.
Or they just are growing mushrooms down here.
I suppose, but that would still need some type of ecosystem, which would...
Yeah, also, I'm really surprised you've not made a single wisdom roll to see if he's lying or not.
I don't give a shit. He does not. He assumes he's lying. All of this. What he will do is he's gonna go check in with his father, and that is who he will believe. If his father checks it out, cool. If he doesn't, he can stay fucking sealed. He doesn't give a shit.
All right. This is not. This is not going I thought it would go. I won't say I was. I will say I wasn't completely expecting this not to happen, so I did have in my mind that this could be an option. Anyway,
Dude, it's a big fucking evil dragon. What do you What do you
Well, he's a large injured dragon.
Yes, but it's a giant fuck off evil dragon sealed by
How do you know
runes.
it's evil? How do you know it's evil?
It's a black dragon. They're traditionally evil.
True. To be fair, actually, I think D&D wise, any like colored dragon is evil, any metallic is good.
Either way, he did say the forces of good and light sealed him away.
Yeah.
He can only assume.
True, but to be fair, your father is also against the same people.
Yes, but evil
And
will
so are you.
Yes, but think about it this way. Evil will fight evil. Good usually doesn't backstab other good.
Yeah. The quote-unquote
so-
good gods would probably do that a lot. Anyway, though, so you go on towards, the queen. You arrive in this. That's a good while.
By the way, I will resummon the sword through a portal as I leave the area with the dragon. I'm not just leaving that baby there.
Oh my god, I love that you pulled it out of your ass.
Just as I'm already leaving, just reach up and just grab it out, hand it back to Steve. Not leaving that bad bitch.
So, it's quite a long tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a straight line. It's weaves up and stuff like that. They might go up and down a little bit as well, but generally it's going up.
Yep.
And do you take a rest? Because it's gonna take more than a day.
Well, we'll rest whenever the two who need it.
Okay.
Outside of that, no.
You're resting up. Because there's been a lot of fighting and stuff like that. You can hear some the chittering of the beasts.
Yep.
Occasionally, I guess you're closing out all the entrances as well. Still.
If they don't seem to be major, I'm closing them on the way.
You do see some small ones here and there that aren't big enough for even the beasts to get through. They're a small hole.
Nah.
Occasionally. You look at one of them during the night, and you can see one of the beasts just looking at you. And the moment it notices you're looking, you see it, it just dips away.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Cole during the night, Cole's gonna look at you and go, he radiated such powerful energy. I wonder if all of your uncles are going to be like that.
I'm sure they will be. And that is why we must not trust all of them. The problem is, uncle is a term I use with positive familiarity. I would not consider this beast an uncle of mine, unless my father considers him family as well. I see, as he looks down at the runes on his right hand, his skeletal arm, he goes, I see the first one we met in a very favorable light. He was honest, and he taught me much. But this beast, I do not trust him yet. If my father vouches for him and his integrity, and wishes for him to reclaim his power, I will gladly do so. Not without hesitation, but I will do so. But he feels to me like a threat. You see, Cole, those seals, those sigils, I've been studying them the entire conversation. Those are far in excess more powerful runes than you've ever seen to this day. They could even hold back my other uncle, which is impressive. If we released him and he decided to end our lives, he would. And he would be able to. There's no getting out of it. We would maybe have a flickering chance. And that's if we had every scrap of luck on our side. So, to be fair, my hesitation is warranted. But yes, he was a very, and is a very powerful entity. I'm sure almost all of them will be around this scale, though it is not what I expected.
He'll kind of get a nod. I wonder if one day we'll be at that power level.
He's gonna look at him and go, Cole, I asked my uncle what your future looked like, and what the options you have before you are in your training. And even though I will not tell you what the results of that inquiry was, I will say, as a mortal, delving into the realm of theurgy is risky. Very, very risky. And you can easily lose your mind. Just as I, as a blank, if I absorb too much divine energy, will lose my mind. Even though theurgy myself will not lose mine. Yet. But my constitution far exceeds your own. Even a mere... let's see here. What would be a good example? Say, for example, if you learned the arts of infinite raising of the dead. You know, the theurgy I used during the initial conflict at the front lines, where I spent time to meticulously interwork the machinations of necrotic energy into the corpses, yes.
He nods to you.
Normally it would take a mage, I can only really assume, 80, 90 years to learn a comparable spell that would only be able to summon up a skeleton or zombie for a mere day, forcing them to recast such an intricate spell every day, every morning, just to maintain control, or else the entity goes rabid, feral. The theurgy I use remains constant, forever. Though it does have its drawbacks and its limitations, of course. Once it's destroyed, their bones are so burned with the weave that they can no longer be used for necromantic ritual. But the benefit of them forever being within your service is exceptionally useful. That is just a small portion of the options I have before me. However, it's even a spell as simple in comparison to, say, Steve here, which is the highest tier of theurgy imaginable, at least that I am aware of. In comparison, they are leagues exponentially more complicated, but the rank of Pale Bone theurgy is child's play in comparison. And even that, knowing how to manipulate the weave in such a way could drive you completely and unfathomably insane on the spot. You would gain exponential power by delving into the Eldritch. Your connection to the weave would be so thorough via knowing these basics and being able to tap into the sea of the arcane. You would no longer be bound by simple mana restrictions. Take a look at myself. Even I, if I didn't have access to, this knowledge, I would myself be heaving and exhausted after simply casting one time my vampiric touch. But it's through knowing where and how to tap into your magic via the interworkings of theurgy in every moment, such as just breathing, is a level of knowledge that can drive a mortal mad. And like I said, unfathomably so. I want to teach you this, but I fear you are not mentally ready. But there is a chance, a slim one, but a chance, if you can master theurgy, you can be as powerful as any of my uncles. Does that make sense?
He kind of has got an afraid look on his face as he nods, kind of thinking of the consequences could be of getting that powerful. If I become as powerful as one of them, do you think I would also be restrained?
I would assume to an extent, as is the banes of obtaining power that dabbles in reality warping itself, but I would not allow it to get to that point. Put it this way, an ally that cannot assist you where you need them is an ally that is useless. I would not succumb you to such a state.
He nods some more. Ezra's gonna look over to you. Say, what about me?
Oh, I didn't ask about you.
No, he's Sam, he's just like, he's gonna continue saying.
Oh, yeah, no, go ahead.
Do you think I'll be able to ascend to the power level of one of your uncles, even without magic or theurgy?
No. Not any chance. Theurgy and magic are a level of power that far exceeds mortal limitations. You have no chance, not even a shred, to get there. However, I would say your potential rivals that of most deities of the sword, which means you would be a great asset in addition to his power. Ezra will remember this. No, but he'll say, in addition to Cole's power, then you two combined would rival them, yes. But on your own, no. Not in any way, shape, or form. It's the simple, harsh reality of being mortal in the first place. Take a look at yourself now. If it wasn't for my power, you would be an old man, barely able to lift your sword in your current state. Very few, very, very little of your current power rests upon your own shoulders. And I could take that back at any moment if I wished. I would
Out
not.
of character? No, you can't.
He doesn't fucking know that, though. Listen, and even Draven doesn't fucking know that. He thinks he can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he thinks he can. But
I was gonna look over to you and say, isn't much of the power that Cole has from you as well?
he nods.
Without you, he would have simple
casting, yes. But a lot of his technique is mastered on his own. And of course you do have that technique as well.
He's gonna raise an eyebrow at you.
But what you must understand is in your old age, the skill and the condition are two different things. You're peak human. You are peak of what a mortal is capable of. In fact, your body rivals that of a divine, Azrath. Right now, it rivals that of a divine. Your capacity here is exceptional. And your newfound equipment is all passed on by me. Except for your sword itself and its fancy new enchantments, but without my enchantments on top of it, you wouldn't be able to harm deities in such a way. It would be like slamming a toothpick against a sword. It would snap. Now, you have the intelligence and the experience to far exceed many, and I do not doubt that. However, if I, say, reverted you back to your original state, I doubt you would hold a candle to what you are currently. And I'm not saying that to dissuade you. You are... The progress you have gathered and achieved makes me very proud. I trust you to do what has to be done to protect Cole. That's why I put you in that position as his guardian and teacher, as well as servant and subordinate. You will act much like a father to him. And like a father, your life is for him. But, Cole, he does have a point. If it wasn't for me, you would... If, for example, I simply taught you spellcasting, you may have, at this point, become a mage renowned for your technical skill, due to your innate talent. But, for example, your scorching rays would not be possible. Your staff, you might have trouble wielding it. It might be quite unwieldy. All of your equipment itself may reject you due to not having enough constitution to wield them. And the power within you that allows you to go beyond your limits, that allows you to far exceed those of anyone around you, your endurance, your capacity, and as well as your speed of learning, all have been enhanced. The two of you together will one day be able to rival any of them, I'm sure. But that is, of course, if, Cole, you do not lose your fucking mind in the process. And Azarath, that is if you don't lose him in the process. To that journey. Does that make sense to the two of you?
They both nod. You see Ezra kind of patting Cole on the shoulder. As long as I'm still up, moving, and alive, do whatever I can to keep him safe from danger.
Good. And I myself seek the same power. Now, do keep in mind, if I am to die, do not worry, both of you will remain as you are. It is not that simple to remove it. Though, that does not mean that my life should be thrown away so quickly.
You are our benefactor.
Exactly.
I won't let I won't let any harm come to you either. And if you are sadly and tragically killed, then I think both of us will still serve your father and your name.
He nods, as I would hope. Regardless, my artifact must be recovered above my life, as it will allow the next to take my place and continue my journey. But in a circumstance where I am defeated, I fear that may not be possible. That is why I must be careful. But we have succeeded in our mission. We must only return home now. I feel the Queen may give us a pathway back home. Because I'll try, but I doubt I'll be able to do this. I'm gonna attempt to make a portal. It doesn't fucking work. And as it doesn't work, it just doesn't form. Probably like sparks fly, but that's probably the extent I would assume, right?
Think of it as like trying to make a tunnel somewhere, like through the void, and it just hits into a wall and just the entire thing just encloses.
Yeah. Okay. So the portal opens. It just fucking doesn't connect anywhere. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, after opening it up, holding it open, and trying to force it through, it just collapses in on itself. As he's just like, all right, as I figured. No. He looks back over at Cole and Ezra. It's not going to work. We must escape. Once we breach past the runic barrier, then we can return home. But we must find some way. And even if it means carving through the rock, day after day, we must find some way without releasing this beast. Now, as he looks back down the tunnel, I know he's been listening this entire time. But it means not. Get rest, the two of you. Steve, watch over. I myself must do some meditation. If anything happens, Steve, rouse me.
He nods to you.
As he gets crisscross applesauce, takes his staff, puts it across his knees, and then just concentrates.
Anything specific you want to try to concentrate on?
He's gonna try and force a memory of some kind. He's just trying to focus on his internal self, which he's focusing on the staff primarily. Because after last night, he's kind of still a little shaken up, but now that he's able to finally focus back in on that, he's gonna try and, like, not force it, but he's, like, focusing on his own perceptions of what the fuck is going on and trying his best to channel through his artifact to see if anything arises, you know?
Roll me a spirit save.
Oh, okay, fuck shit. Alright, give me 1 second. Spirit save. Yeah, 13.
Alright.
Fuck shit.
There's a heavy roll that to see if you're successful in trying to pull a memory out of it. It doesn't pull any of, like, battle or anything like that. It's an older memory, one of before he was the great necromancer. You can see the same man, but not adorned in his normal robes, but instead just like an engineer's outfit. And as you see his goggles on his face, as he slowly is inscribing runes on chain. As you see him making a set of, like, a small length of chain. As he lifts it up, looks at it, and goes, with this enchanted chain, I should be able to, well, it's just a prototype, but one day, when I finish this, it should be able to lock down any divine beast. All he needs is a power source for it. You can see him flipping through a book.
Can I rush on over and look at that book too?
Mm-hmm. You can peek over the shoulder and look at the book.
Oh yeah, he's like rushing on over there, slamming his hands on the table, looking through that book with him, absorbing any information he can.
It's full of a variety of theory. This is going to give you another one, the theory components. This one is on basically creating an arcane power source, something that draws in more energy from the weave.
Quick question. Would I essentially have a near photographic memory when it comes to theurgy?
You can, yeah, but you have to kind of go through it and kind of, like, understand it later.
Okay. I am going to basically try and memorize anything I see from this moment on. Especially
here, it's very easy since this is still part of your memories.
Yeah.
This kind of unlocking them a little bit, so you can come back into this, like, you can't really come back into the space, but anything you see here, it kind of gets burned into your memory pretty easily.
Oh yeah, he's hard focusing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's as if like moving a muscle you haven't moved in a long time, where it kind of slowly flexes out, as it's almost coming back to you, like the theories in this book. And it gives you arcane power source theory. Um, at its current state, you're not sure how useful that would be, for your functions, but you're sure you can find some way to use it later. Because you're just not sure really what would need that much power to, power to the chains you saw earlier.
Mhm.
But you're sure you can find something better. There's some way to use it.
Yep.
Anyway, he can swing through, and you see the drawings for a large device. He's like, I understand. I still don't have the materials to make a prototype for it, but one day, I'm sure, with something like this, I could power nearly anything. But the materials for it are far too complicated. And the runes themselves, I understand them, but creating them is nearly impossible. I must find some way to make this. And then the memory kind of starts to fade out as he continues mumbling to himself. Okay, you wake up in the morning.
I'm gonna open up my fucking journal and jot down everything, like as best as I can. Scribble for scribble, just go through the book.
I guess it comes easy to you because, like, I think you saw that kind of burned into your memory pretty well.
He's just fast writing, just flipping through these pages, just scribble, every last bit of it that he can remember.
All right. Do you continue on?
How long does that take me?
You think I look at a couple of pages, and a lot of it was just like random bits of theory, and you can write pretty fast. Roll me dex.
Fuck yeah. All right. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. You speed right pretty quickly. It takes you a little longer to kind of get the general, like the picture of the last one, the one I was trying to build. That one is just essentially just the framework of it, the blueprints of it, not the actual runes themselves for it.
Now, question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize this author as being the same one from the chains earlier?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes,
okay.
is.
So I do have a familiarity here. Pog shit. Let's go.
That's why you were able to recognize it.
Exactly.
The past lives when they made it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So what he's gonna do? He's gonna slam the book closed as he goes. Fuck yes. Got it. As he puts the fucking journal away. As
Cole's just gonna be looking at you.
He stands up, grabs his staff as he looks at it, and goes, I knew there was something special about that. As he looks up at Cole and goes, change of plans, we're going to the generator.
He kind of startled, kind of gets back up, like, oh, okay.
This time, quickly, we go. As we're fucking moving. Go.
Okay. You get back in about half a day. It's
Go.
just that then. In a few hours that you get back, you get back pretty quickly.
Of course, we're
the
not
dragon
sprinting over there, but we're not just like half-ass walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized, it wouldn't have been like a full day march anyway. It would have been a lot less than that. Anyway. The dragon at this time is actually sleeping.
I'm gonna approach the chains and study them.
They're similar to the ones in the book. Same theory, more refined. But you can tell that the chains are quite old.
Jotting them notes down, buddy. Jotting them notes down. Trying to learn everything I can until he wakes
roll me
up.
wisdom. Roll me wisdom real fast.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, 16 out of 5.
You can tell that these chains are old and are quite well used as well.
I'm sure.
And like by the decay of the magic on the runes, you can tell that like it's been used repeatedly.
I'm gonna grab my scepter in my left hand and touch the chains.
With the scepter?
No,
Or their
with
hand?
with my bone hand.
You can feel a connection between you and the chains a little bit, but Not like a master control thing or anything like that, but
Can I
you can.
can I feel can I basically just feel the magic through it and like get a deeper understanding of them by doing so?
Spirit save.
Fuck yes.
Spirit save.
Yes.
You can understand how they work. You don't have the fine skill to actually make them.
Yeah, I don't
yet.
have the skill yet, but it's kind of like knowing how to cast Fireball, but not being able to yet. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that kind of.
It's like what Nicole being able to. He can cast Fireball if he has the power to do so, but he just doesn't have the. He has the knowledge, just not the skill yet.
Okay, so
really.
if I eventually get the capability of making these, I already know how to.
You'd also need the materials. You're not. You know how theurgy
obviously.
works. You know how theurgy works and stuff like that, but you don't really know what the chains are made out of.
Yeah. So it requires, but I do know it requires special material able to withstand the spell. I know the general idea of get chains made of this material and apply the spell, and I know the actual theurgy itself to apply the magic.
Like I said, you don't know what material this is, and you're not aware of any materials that can really withstand.
Well, yeah, but it's just kind of special material, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like this is like the parameter here.
Yes. Okay, he doesn't really wake up. He's sleeping pretty soundly still.
So.
And you've memorized the runes pretty well.
So can I just call it special chain binding spell?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll add that to throne because I'm assuming it's fucking throne.
Kind of above that anyway. Yeah, it's some power. Oh, yeah, it has to be throne actually. Yeah, it's some powerful shit.
Yeah, it's just top tier throne. Okay.
You always try to hint, nudge, wink, wink, wink. You can work with me afterwards. You always try to modify it into working something similar in effect, but of course less powerful and not as permanent by getting rid of the material component.
Oh, true. He might dabble in that later on, but he just doesn't have the. He doesn't have the
time right now.
He doesn't have the time, nor does he have the technical skill yet. The experience of spell crafting, because his father never taught him too much theurgy. He taught him basically enough, a little bit of everything, but that's about it. He just needs more theurgic experience to be able to really tinker with this without endangering his life. So what he's gonna do is, after seeping his mind into the chains, learning its theurgy, he's going to take his hand back, take out his book, and write down the actual method.
Okay.
After that, I'm assuming 10-ish minutes. He's going to close the book, take in a big, deep breath, look up at the beast, think to himself, I know how to seal you now. Be afraid. As he turns and just starts calmly walking down the path for the towards the generator.
All right. It's actually a much quicker walk than the other way.
Fair enough.
Much closer. And as you get down there, it takes about 2 hours of walking. 2 good hours of walking. And as you're down into the deep caves, the much deeper caves rather. You're met with a large, just a sea of the beasts in front of you. But they're different. They're not just scaled beasts. They're partially made of metal. You can see electricity arcing off of them.
Oh, they're fucking servitors.
Essentially, yes.
Oh,
they don't attack you. They're watching you as you get towards them.
I stop at the entrance. I reach my staff out towards them.
But it's just in the pathway, in the one of the corridors. They're just
I'm gonna take a look at them. Is their construction familiar?
They're made in the same vein as biologically made in the same vein as the art beasts you've seen so far, but they're essentially golems in the same form.
But does their construction, wink wink nudge nudge, seem familiar?
What, to Steve?
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about my predecessor. Does it look like this is his handiwork?
No.
No? Okay. Because I can, because since they are theurgistic creations, I can, via perfection of understanding, I can recognize the author of a work I've seen other examples of before.
Yes, you.
So I don't recognize them in the slightest as anybody else's.
No.
Okay, so at the very least, the person who binded him and made these constructs had nothing to do with my predecessor. That's a key bit of information that I need.
Yep.
However, my predecessor had something to do with his sealing. That's obvious.
He made the chain, at least.
At the very least. So he's involved, and that's a big thing here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is bring my staff down as we simply appear non-hostile.
They're just watching you.
And in my brain, I still have no intent to actually free him. So we're just gonna begin walking towards the generator.
They're blocking your way. Once you get like a little closer to you, one of them in the crowd calls forth, "Who seeks audience with the Lord Stone?"
He's gonna take his staff and go, "The next embodiment of the creator of the chains, who binds the beast in the previous chamber."
They look at you. They look at the staff, and they just kind of. They don't respond. They just kind of look at you still.
Do I see the generator itself?
No. Beyond them, there's a large door.
Gotcha. Okay. So they don't respond whatsoever?
Yep.
Okay. He's going to say, "I have no wish to free the beast. I wish only to study. May I pass?"
You can kind of see them kind of look at each other and go, "How can ye prove your words?"
He's going to open up the book that he's been keeping journals on as he opens it up and goes, "I have the exact formula for the chain's creation. Does this not prove enough? And this is my own handiwork."
They squint at and look at you. You are smart, yes. But you guys look at each other once again. Look back at you. Who stands before, or who stands behind you? Who is your patron?
He's gonna say, "I stand as an emissary of Glar, the Glar theocracy."
They look at you once more. He does not bear a title.
Not anymore.
Who with a title stands behind you? Only then may be worthy to seek audience with the Lord Stone.
And my other uncle is called the
one who understands.
The one who understands. Okay. I had to remember. So I couldn't remember if it's the one who understands or like the one who knows or some shit.
Yeah, it's the one who understands.
Okay. He's going to sit there and just sigh for a second as he closes the book, puts it away, as he calls back, "The one who understands is my uncle, and protects me as well."
Look at you once again. Many may know his title. How do we know you're telling the truth of him protecting you?
He just kind of goes, like he gives the like, "Oh, fair enough" kind of head nod as he goes, "With this, I prove." As he grabs the little breakable little rod thing that he was given, so he pulls it into the fucking air.
Mm-hmm. They look at it and go, and immediately, without a single word, they part. And they kind of give the one in the front I was talking to gives a small bow. "You are worthy to seek audience with the Lord Stone. Unlock the door, and you will find what you seek."
He nods. As he puts the item away, he turns to look at his companions and goes, Let us go. As he begins walking.
You are met with the door. It has no handles, no lock, and it is flush with the stone around it. And it has 4 jewels on it. A navy blue jewel, an orange one, a purple, and an emerald.
Okay. Is there no other opening?
Nope. That's it, just the 4 jewels on it.
And you said what were the colors again?
It's navy, orange, purple, emerald.
Navy, orange, purple, and emerald. Can I take out the rod thing and kind of hold it up and see if it has any reaction to the blue one?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Okay, well that's impressive. Okay, I thought that was totally where we were going with this.
Nope. This is just straight up a locked door. It's not like there's no special lock on this one's just make sure you're not an idiot. Because this is beyond this is a big, it's a very complicated item. They don't want some dipshit just because they're protected doesn't mean they're smart.
I understand. So now keep in mind, I do have basically tell me what this shit does abilities, but I don't expect to get this solution here.
I'm not going to. No.
I know.
I will tell you that you can tell that they are buttons of some sort. So it's a combination lock. Yes, it's a combination lock.
Fantastic. That's helpful, and I'm guessing they're within reaching distance.
Yes.
Okay.
Like it's a large door. It's not like gargantuan. It's like taller than would be reasonable for a person. It's like 7 or 8 feet tall, probably. But they're all within touching distance of you.
Okay. Does it look like I'm gonna be in danger via this door?
You can feel a strong magic charge from it.
And as I'm going to not press each one individually, but I'm going to hover my hands over it and like concentrate on them via just trying to analyze each individual one. Can I get an idea about what each one may do? Because that
like
is
I said, it's a combination. It's a combination lock. You have to hit the one. You have to hit them in the right order for the door to open, or touch them in the right order for the door to open.
There isn't any other fucking inscriptions or anything.
Nope.
So I'm just here to randomly press buttons until it opens.
I've already the hint's already it's already there. The jewels themselves.
Okay, so there's a navy one. There's and I'm guessing this is left to right, right?
It's in a diamond pattern, you know.
Okay,
so there's
diamond pattern.
navy on the left, being like a clockwise formation. So it was navy, orange is top, the purple one's on the right, and the emerald is on the bottom.
Okay, let me correct fucking that one. There we go. Okay, so and it's a big door, no handles. Purple right and emerald on the bottom. And the door, does the door's color seem to have anything to do with this at all?
Nope.
Okay. There's like no fucking hints here. There's literally like no.
When you realize what it is, you're gonna hit yourself.
I swear to God, if this is a fucking bop, like one of those like memory games.
Bop it? No, not that. I'm not an asshole.
Press it, glows in a certain pattern. It's like, bruh, fuck off. Okay, so was there any other signifiers that I happen to be missing here?
Nope.
Okay, so no, this is purely all the information I have. Door, no seat, no like hand.
You've already been given the hint you need.
Well, the colors of everything.
I say nothing else.
Bro, I don't even know what the fucking hint you gave me was. Um,
Well, considering I didn't think about what
says that
position
need
they
to
would be in.
hit. Well, I'm just saying. Well, they're in a diamond shape, right? So that doesn't.
Yeah, and I hadn't thought about what shape they would be in originally, so that's not the hint, obviously.
Yeah.
I just came up
So
with it on the fly, so something else.
we're talking about it being inside a clockwork pattern, but that.
Yeah, that's just kind of get a visual of what it looks like.
Well, yeah, but that can't be the hint because that's just the orientation of where they're at.
Exactly, I said that's not the hint. That's what I said.
And it being you have to press them in a certain pattern. That's fine and dandy and all, but that's not a hint. That's just the obvious.
That isn't the hint.
What else could it fucking be, bruh? Damn. Okay.
What color are the gems?
They're navy, orange, purple, and emerald.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll press the only one that's an actual gemstone, the emerald one.
You are zapped to the D4.
Bro,
damage.
you're fucking kidding me, right?
You take 4 damage.
Bro, you're kidding me, dude. It's the only one that's different. The rest of them aren't a gemstone. They're just colors.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm telling you now, it's in the name of them.
This doesn't make any sense. I guess. Okay. It's in the name of them.
Uh-huh.
It can't be like a number of letters thing because purple and orange are the same. Or else that would make kind of sense, but I want to press the navy one first here. 2 more damage. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's not it, I suppose. All right.
Oh yeah, I was trying to have so you get zapped by arcane energy.
I'm sure it's like a little taser. It's fine. Fantastic. Well, at least I know those two aren't it. I guess orange next.
It glows.
Does anything change?
The orange gem glows.
Besides that, is what I'm asking.
No, nothing else changes. Just the orange one glows.
Okay, I see it. I see it now. Purple next, emerald, and then.
Yep. Yep. The door opens.
That's so specific.
You're just spelling out open.
Yes.
Or
that's so
or literally.
specific.
Literally doing clockwise would have actually worked as well. Top, right, bottom, left.
Yeah, but
I didn't even realize that.
if you would have told
yeah.
me orange first instead of navy first, I might have.
I made it too easy. I made it too easy.
I suppose, but that's kind of like the point of doing one like this.
I literally copy pasted the puzzle from the internet, and that's just how it was worded. Yeah.
All right, boop boop bop bop, bing bong, just go straight in clockwise order.
Also, you didn't even pick the first one I said anyway. You picked emerald first.
Well, yes, because I was like,
'Cause it's
okay, well,
different,
because it's a gemstone. Because you didn't. If you would have said, okay, they all look like
Well, that's it. It's 4 gems, and these are the colors of the gems.
Yeah, but I guess you didn't correct me. It's the reason why I went along that pathway. So you only said gemstones once or twice.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
But you didn't give me like a specific name. Like if you would have said like navy sapphire or something like that, or orange opal. I'm sorry, like orange. And give me like.
I think if I did too much though, it would have ended up confusing you more.
I know. But the colors might not have, because gemstones can be different colors even though they're the same fucking rock. But
Yeah.
anywho. All right.
The door opens. There we go. Door opens, and you are met with basically a giant pillar of magic and divine energy. Runes untold swirl, filling you with wonder as you try to comprehend them. But they're shifting far too quickly to be able to really understand all of them. Although you do something, it sparks something within you. You recognize the structure of it. It's in your book. This was the generator he was working on. That he wasn't able to figure out like what material to use and like how to build it.
This, I will do the same thing as I take the time. I take the time, piece by piece, analyzing it and writing it down.
It's like I said, the runes on it are like the runes themselves are shifting. Like you can't, like you can write some of the runes down, but like
what I'm saying is I'm taking a little while to like sit there and piece by piece get as much information of this as I can and try my best to comprehend it given enough time. Because I do this shit fast as fuck.
Roll me a spirit save.
Sure. Fuck, close.
Yeah, you do that. You write down what you see.
I don't like the way you said that. I don't like the way you said that at all.
That's fair. Well, you get them all written down though, and you're kind of just hunched over their book, writing down, staring, looking back up at it, and writing all the stuff down. And then Cthulhu comes out of your bone can now.
Of course, as it does.
As one does, yes. You actually summon a demon? No. You write down what you see.
Okay. I'm going to spend the rest of the day here studying this, and then at the end of the night, I am going to meditate on this. Because he wants to make sure he has as much information as he can about, since he already has the chains down from yesterday. He thinks he has the generator down, but he wants to get more information in like reverse order. If that
Are you trying to give you another spirit save?
Well, that'd be nice, but no, that's not my point. He wants to try and get a memory about it so he can just get more information in the reverse type of order.
Actually, wait. I just realized because it has been over a day.
Yeah. It doesn't help. Literally doesn't help.
Oh, no, I'm just re-rolling his things. Because it'd probably be another day anyway, so yeah. I was trying to see if he can help you in any way with that, but no. You spend the day. You're kind of just sitting there. You're trying to understand it better. You then, once night falls, everyone's they kind of sit off to the side. How do you meditate?
Same way as I did last time.
Just sitting on the floor.
Yep, I will.
Sure.
Whenever I put my hand to the actual artifact itself, like the column itself, do I get?
You touch it?
I would.
All right.
At one point or another, I would. Believe yes.
It reacts. Your staff glowing bright.
Oh shit! Like after I finish writing everything, I'm like, all right, let's see what we can do. Reverse order. Click.
You touch it, and your staff starts glowing bright, and the words appear in front of you. We welcome the progenitor. And what do you say back? You heard what I said, correct?
Oh, I heard you. He's trying to figure out what the fuck to say. So he's gonna say.
Never thought that the machine would be voice activated.
Yeah, he fucking wasn't. He's baffled, honestly. He's gonna trying not to waste time muffling his surprise. He's going to go, what information can you give me, machine?
After a moment, it says, what kind of version would it even have? You see it show with
its functions, all of its
Yeah.
fucking disk information or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, function. Basically, just, this machine functions as an arcane power plant. Runtime is, and you hear basically just error out because of how long it is.
Fair.
Last maintained, once again, error. Remaining fuel, non-applicable.
Does non-applicable mean that it doesn't need it, or
Something like that.
fair enough?
Would you like to ask any other questions?
I will open up my book and ask it, confirm the theurgic calculations required to replicate yourself.
I'm telling you this now out of character. You're asking a stove if he knows how to build a stove.
Well, he doesn't know how fucking intelligent it is. He doesn't. He's only assuming. He's trying anything he can to get information about this thing. He just wants to fucking fact check his work. That's it.
This is fucking hilarious.
He's straight up basically.
You're asking a generator.
Listen, or it's fucking voice. It has AI, right? So listen, he's never dealt with this before. He doesn't know. Here, basically, what he's trying to do.
You can ask it that. It's fine. You can ask it that.
Yeah.
Insufficient data available.
He just kind of shrugs. He's like, worth a try. He's gonna look up at it and go, confirm the name of your creator.
As it speaks, your brain you hear it, but you can't take it to memory. Like things blocking it.
He's gonna look over at Cole and go, did you hear that?
You see in his face, he just has there's a furrowed brow as he goes. And you kind of hear him, you see him like holding his ears a little bit, like, what was that?
Unintelligible. Steve, were you able to comprehend it?
He just simply nods his head, like no. Or shakes his head, rather.
Damn. He's going to say, damn. Are you capable of burning that title into something?
That function is impossible.
He nods. Damn. Alright.
And it asks you, are you unaware of your own name?
My memory has failed me. I am looking to recover my lost ones.
And now you see another set of words appear in front of you. What would there be? I'm trying to think of what the word would be.
There.
I'm not sure the word would be. I don't know. I fucking can't remember the word.
What is a synonym?
Something's with the heritage. Not open fucking DM. No, goddamn it.
Reincarnation? Do you
Inheritance.
know? Inheritance. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Activate inheritance protocol with a question mark at the end.
Yes.
You can see the same kind of thing kind of flash a bit. As something appears in front of you, it's a map. of like the general region. Like it's your father's territory, but outside that as well. But you see like the nation's like lines are completely different. Some of the geography is different. This map is this map's old. Your father's nation wasn't even an idea by this point. The nations on the map you don't recognize from even any history books you've read. But you can see it marks off a few locations. But as you look at them, all but one disappear. You can see that it is quite near your father's territory, just a tad bit outside of it. Whereas all the ones that are farther out have disappeared.
He's going to flip to one of the back pages of his journal as he just waves his hand in front of it, burning the inscription, like burning a copy of that image straight across the paper.
Mm-hmm.
As he sits there and looks at it and goes, fascinating. What are these locations?
Mm-hmm. They are gifts left behind for the inheritor.
Define inheritor.
When the progenitor dies, and his power forgotten, when the one is able to pick up his mantle once again, the inheritance program will activate, allowing you to carry on his legacy.
Describe his legacy.
Error. Information not found.
Alright. How long will this generator remain functioning? If left as is.
You can see just error.
Can you describe how to maintain this generator?
File corrupted.
Of course.
Information not found.
Of course. Alright. Sighing, he's going to go ahead and sit there, cross his arms, and just sit there and think for a second. He's like, alright. Do you have any idea about your surrounding area that this facility is located? I'm sorry, that this that the generator is located in?
Unit 003. Central generator 4. And you see just error out for a second, the last part. Location. And you see kind of load up more times. And you can kind of see a faint red glow from it for a second. Not installed in original location.
And do you have any idea about the defenders defending this location?
You see, kind of starts thinking. And you see. Location unclear. I am unaware of any defenders.
Nods. All right. And do you have any information about the runes blocking travel via theurgy outside of this location? Is there any way you can analyze them?
Defensive runes found. This generator is powering them. Analysis complete. Greater runes of protection and disruption. Able to disrupt very high levels of theurgy. Would you like to deactivate them?
No.
Affirmative.
Are you able to selectively allow certain signatures to bypass them?
No. But I can drop the barrier around the physical barrier. There is a designated location for this. Far above our current location. There should be a path to go there.
Give me a map.
You see how to materialize a map out of the air. Crimson Trend, it's quite eccentric as it is a 3D a map of a 3D area.
He's gonna look over at Steve and motion for him to come over.
Going back the way you came and then up through a pathway into a large cavern, there is a tower which has basically a door that is currently being blockaded by the barrier. And once the barrier is the barrier of the protection of that door is lowered, then you could break through that door and make it out.
He's gonna say, if we disable the physical barrier, would the defensive runes blocking all and dampening all theurgy and lower magic still be in effect?
Affirmative.
Perfect. Would we be able to selectively power down a small portion of that physical barrier temporarily?
You can deactivate the physical barrier without deactivating the arcane barrier. If that is what you're... Yeah, that's what they had just said. They said you can turn them off separately.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Can you explain to me how to specifically turn it off and on again? I'm assuming there's some type of puzzle or key.
If you would like to turn off the physical or the arcane barrier, simply ask. You are the inheritor, after all.
Would there be a way to speak with you via the above ground portion?
Materials unavailable. Basically, you can, but it's just makes them to do that.
Okay. What do you need to create this?
You see it print out a fairly substantial list of basically prints of how to create the item. I can create simple items for an object such as this. Greater expertise needed. So it prints you out a list of basically a list of blueprint materials.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Steve just memorize all of these.
Yeah, it's something you can make on the outside world.
Yeah.
Although, because it's both part of the physical and the theurgic part of it. Mm-hmm. You can cover the theurgic part. You yourself cannot cover the physical part of the item.
Yeah. All right. He's gonna sit there and look at it and go, how long will it take to reach the surface?
Likely 2 days. Actually, no. Probably was a full day for that one, though. . Approximately a day's journey.
Will the physical barrier recognize energy signatures that come in contact with it?
Affirmative.
Whenever the barrier feels my power specifically, temporarily power it down for no longer than 5 minutes.
Affirmative.
And only once per day.
Affirmative.
He's then going to turn and look over at Steve and go, "Well, my servitor, it is time that we leave. We have a way out now. You know the way. Begin taking us there."
He nods and goes, "We were heading there previously."
"Good. We'll return." He looks back at the generator and goes, "Do not answer to anyone else's call, but my own directly. Maintain operation as normal." As then he begins to walk with Steve and everybody else back outside.
Alright, yeah. You walk outside, the golems are still just kind of there waiting for you to pass.
We pass.
Mm-hmm.
Guessing the door shuts again and relocks.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Alright. We begin walking back out towards where we had to go to leave. Once again, I'm guessing by the time we get back into the big open area with the dragon, he's awake. Or is he still asleep?
Yeah, well, actually,
It has been another day, so I mean, I don't know if by the time we get out there if he's still sleeping or not.
yeah, he's awake.
Okay.
He looks at you and goes, "Last time I saw you, you were going towards the queen. You've changed your mind."
He's gonna look at him and go,
Why?
"I have not changed my mind, but you have lied to me."
Oh?
He's gonna raise his staff and go, "You are bound by my magic. Understand that." As he begins walking away.
He looks at you very confused and says, "These chains were created long before I was interned here. The chains were an artifact from a mage that I've never met."
And until I can prove whose side you stand on, you will remain chained. The magic on those runes are of my progenitor and his creation. And I have interweaved and understood, de-raveling the formulas for their creation. Even if you are unbound, I know the methods to create it once again. Even entities of your scale will be capable of being bound once again. I hope it does not have to come to that if you are freed. But mind my words from the previous days.
Seem thank you for a moment. As he lays his head back down. I am of no threat to you, and once you meet with your father, you will know that.
We shall see. For both of our sakes. Just keeps fucking walking, dude, this entire time. He's not paying any fucking heed. As far as he's concerned, fuck this lizard. He doesn't give a shit. As far as he's concerned, right, he's sitting here in Draven's own personal mind. He's like, fuck you, you're bound by my magic, lizard bitch. I know how to chain your ass up now. You know, like,
yeah, but you really don't have the capability.
He doesn't have the capability, but he knows how to do it. Given enough, the thing is, given enough time,
If you had the chains, you could, but
Exactly.
if the chains are destroyed at all, you're fine.
See, the thing is, given enough time, he could remake them. Is in Draven's mind his point of?
Well, that's the thing. In terms of remaking them, yeah, you technically could. You just don't have the material like outside you. Like,
yeah, and that's completely fair. But the point is, given enough time, he can acquire that. That isn't an issue. The fact that he has the capacity to is the power play he's going with.
I said it earlier that like you don't know what material that is. Like
that has
you don't
nothing to do with it. He can acquire it later, even if it means figuring out what the fuck it is. The fact that he knows the magic, getting the material is not the issue. It's gonna be a bitch. And figuring out what it's made out of is a whole nother challenge, but he can just get other gods to basically help him with that. That isn't the issue. But the magic being, the sheer scale of that magic being the bulk of the, like, actual power that holds him there, that's why he's up on his high horse. It's like, if given enough time, I can bind your ass again. Don't fuck with me. Because I'm a threat to you.
Yeah, he's just kind of like unimpressed, like, yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah, no,
I
sure
get
it.
Can.
I get it, but as far as Draven's concerned, he has cards to play now. It isn't just like, even though if they were to fight, he'd die, but it's like if he can survive out away from his immediate threat, he has the potential to play a winning hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where Draven's on his fucking high horse. Now, the lizard, full well reasonable to be cocky here, but I'm just saying, this is why Draven's even looking up at this man going, But nevertheless, as far as Draven's concerned, he assumes that this dragon is lying to him at all points here. So given that when he realized the chains were, the spell on it was of his original machination, he's sitting there being like, okay, this dragon should have, being how old he is and how powerful he is, he shouldn't have known. Which means, given that he didn't say anything to Draven about it and specifically said, no, I don't recognize that staff or anything on those lines.
To be fair, even the one who understands barely knew what the staff was, and that's a god of understanding.
See, the thing is, that isn't coming across to him. Because he trusts him already.
Yeah, I'm telling you this now, like, this guy not knowing the staff is completely reasonable.
I know it's reasonable, but Draven he's in the headspace where he's like, I already don't trust you, and because the pieces here makes him feel like he's withholding information, he's in his mind right now, his viewpoint of the dragon is, you know more than you're letting on, giving me more reason not to trust you, therefore I have to have some type of leverage in this confrontation. You know what I mean? So he's still on the point of, if his father vouches for the dragon, dust hands off, whatever, but until then, he's playing as many cards as he can to get the upper hand here, because he knows he doesn't have the power. So we're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep fucking going.
Well, yeah, you climb the pathway once again, back in your normal just roads. Since you took a rest in the other place, so you get all the way up into the actual main cavern.
Fair. Are you gonna say that we're all fully healed by now, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because I'm assuming Cole. I'm assuming this is a high magic area for obvious reasons.
It's also been a long rest.
Cole can't cast spells.
So it's just basically it's a bubble around the place. It stops you from getting out of the place.
So things can still be okay. So things can still be okay. So yeah, Cole.
You've been casting fucking Sorcery Ray this entire time.
I completely forgot. Okay, so he can just cast Cure. He has what, healing word?
Yeah, he has healing word, but it's been a long rest, my guy.
Well, yeah, but we don't. It doesn't. That's not how healing works in this system.
True. Yeah. Besides that, it's a high enough magic area. Plus, there's a giant generator.
He can just cast heal, and we'll be fine. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're good. All right. So everyone's back up to max plus 10, so 17 plus those two have their max plus 10. Okay, cool. So excellent. Yeah, we're just going to keep going up there. So go ahead. I just wanted to make sure we were all healed up before we got into another confrontation.
Yeah, just make sure both Azeroth and Cole are max. Okay, we're good there. Okay. So you get to their domicile, you know, the beasts you fought previously.
Yeah.
And this is this absolutely massive cavern. And in the middle, you see the giant tower of stone reaching all up to the top from the bottom of the cavern. Around, you see like a lot of other smaller stone structures. It seems like basically a small like city type thing. And you can see like a large river around it, rushing down from some outside passage. Although you can't really see where it's particularly coming from. And there's a large stone wall around the whole place. The ones here seem a lot more sophisticated than the other ones you've met.
The beasts?
Yes. These ones you see, like, they have, like, they're a bit bigger than the other ones, but about the size of a human. You can see them still wielding their spears and stuff like that, but you see they're guarding the place and walking around and stuff like that. What do you do?
And these guys are actually just straight up biological. They're just...
Yes,
like,
they are purely biological.
Okay, so they're not in any which way, shape, or form created. Cool. So what I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna look over at Steve and go, I'm assuming that big stone passage, you know, right up there, that tower, is how we leave?
He nods to you.
Understood. So, Steve, do you think we're gonna have to cleave our way up there? Or do you reckon they'll let us pass? If you had to guess.
Seeing as they seem more civil, diplomacy could be worth a shot.
Fair enough. Boys, prepare yourselves for a fight, but we won't start one. If they begin to attack, unleash hell.
You can see Azeroth kind of hefts his blade over, and kind of it's on his background. He's kind of he grips it, make sure it's there, and it's all secured. Cole kind of puts a hand on the amulet. As it would nod to you.
We're just gonna start walking as if we're not a threat through towards the middle building. Big ass middle building.
So you get to the wall itself, and you know the river. And across the river, you can see like you get spotted, of course. By
We're
them.
not hiding. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the guards, you kind of hear them yelling in a language you don't understand unless you feel like casting. But do you have you don't have comprehension of languages, do you?
I do not have comprehension. I do not have comprehend languages. It is, I think, a abjuration. I would think.
Enchantment?
Maybe.
Enchantment feels right.
Enchantment does feel right. But
you know what? If I don't look it up, it's gonna bother me.
That's true. That's true.
Divination.
Wow. Fair enough. Yeah, I can do that.
That makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
You hear them yelling in a language you don't particularly understand. Kind of one points at you.
To Steve. Would he, by chance, know most languages? Or just the ones I know?
He would know a lot of languages. I'm not sure he would know this one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, let's probably say he would know this one. Roll me int for me. One of you and Cole both roll int to see if you would know.
Okay. Let me see here. No. But Cole somehow, what the fuck?
He's been reading up. Well, remember, he's also read some weird books back in his home village and stuff
Fair.
like that.
I suppose.
You've probably met mostly magic theory. You haven't really been probably too interested in learning just random ass languages.
Not at all. Not at all.
So you see him kind of think, go, I think I understand. You kind of hear him try to yell back at them, and they just look like almost like Slackshot. They look back like, what the fuck?
What are they
You see
saying?
one just something about there being people at the gates. He trying to yell something. I try to tell them that we're not a threat. I hope I got it correct.
We can only hope.
You see like a bridge a bridge gets put out, made of wood, like some kind of weird, very odd wood. Gets a bridge gets put out, and one of them or two of them come out. They have some like armor made out of some materials you don't really recognize. As they have spears and kind of beckon you over.
Question: Is this material look anything similar to any of the metals I've seen so far inside this?
No, it's of wood.
Okay. So
it's
their
some
armor
weird.
too is just wood.
It's not. It's another material you don't really recognize.
That's why I'm asking. I'm just saying.
It's not metal though.
Okay. Okay. Not metal. Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so do you cross the bridge? I'm assuming.
Carefully, yes. I will cross first.
Because I have Cole by your side to actually interpret.
Sure. Well, I'll cross. Yeah, we'll have all of us go over there because I figure they're not just gonna guide us through. They're probably gonna want to speak with us on the bridge because I'm assuming they're stopping halfway, right?
Oh no, they were on the other side of the bridge. Like they were just like waiting. They kind of like beckoned you over.
Okay, yeah.
You don't feel like hostility towards them. They're kind of just like standing there, like waiting for you to come over. Like they're chatting with each other.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll just all four of us go up there, but Cole's next to me.
Okay. You can hear like one of them yell back. You can see like one of the guards kind of runs off for a second. Once you cross the bridge, they kind of nod at you. They kind of like beckon you to the side a little bit as they get the bridge back moved out of the way again. Because it's not like a drawbridge; it's just like a bridge they manually kind of put over.
Yeah.
You see them bring the bridge back over again. They're quite strong.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
They look at you and go. Or they go Cole. They say something. Goes. They're asking what business we have here.
So let's see here. What should we say? I'm gonna go ahead and look at him and go. I think the best way to explain is we're simply passing through, trying our best to get to the surface.
You hear him saying so back to them. And they respond. Quite confused. You kind of get that tone for them. They're asking how we found ourselves down here. The entrance has been sealed for a very, very long time.
He's gonna look over at him and say, explain to him that we have a method of getting out. However, it'll only be very, very temporary. As well, we explain to him that we happen to be teleported via a portal in the Night Road.
He responds. They look more confused. They don't know what a Night Road is.
Okay.
I told them it was through a spell gone wrong. We found ourselves down here.
Fair enough.
And he seemed to understand.
Are they going to let us through?
He is going to get us audience with the Queen. And she should apparently understand our plight. As we are just wanderers.
Alright, well, will be inconvenient, but I guess this will have to do. Tell him we're willing to cooperate.
Says him. The guard nods. About 2 or 3 more. He lets you inside the walls. And the door opens there inside the walls. The one who was sent off earlier comes running back with a piece of paper. He hands it to the guard. He nods, sends the guy off. He hands you the piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
You see it has a seal of some sort on it. He looks over to Cole and he says something to him. Cole looks over to you. This seal should grant us audience with the Queen and make sure no one bothers us on our way there.
I see. Alright, well. I'm assuming they're escorting us over there, or are we just free reign to walk?
He looks around and goes, they say the people here are pretty calm. Just don't cause any trouble and walk in the general direction. Follow the road. It just walk straight on the road and it'll lead you to the tower.
All right, let's go. Let's not waste any more time.
As you walk away, the guy who asked the creature goes back to guarding. You get some looks. You definitely get the amount of looks, but most people are kind of keeping themselves and working. You can hear some whispers, but you don't understand the language, and Cole can't really hear them well enough.
I think, honestly, the creepiest part of our party isn't just me having a skeletal hand. It's fucking Steve being a death servitor, you know?
Yeah, but you remember they've never seen a human before.
I'm just saying, you know, if anything
So
is...
they're looking at you like, what the fuck? Because they've never seen a human
abominations, before. Yeah.
Okay, well, not abominations, but like they're just kind of like curious, more or less. Like, what are those?
Fair enough.
You
Steve probably looks more like a construct than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You reach the tower, safe and sound. The guards here have... You can tell it's not really... It's not metallic, but it's not wooden. Some kind of other material armor.
Fair.
It's gilded with some kind of gemstones of some sort. And they're wielding very nicely made spears. Mm-hmm. You approach, one sticks out a hand. And you just, sticks out a hand for you to halt. I'm guessing you stop.
We'll comply.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they start once speaking the language. He looks over and says, "They're asking for our identification."
I'll pull out the paper.
One looks at it and goes, nods. So send you the other one. They open the door and they hand it back to you.
I'll nod. Take it.
And then I'm guessing you travel up the tower.
Yeah.
It's quite a large place with many, many rooms. You're just essentially heading up the center kind of staircase, though. You're getting a lot more looks. On one of the middle levels, you can see essentially a forge level of people creating or growing these odd plants, and then taking the resin from them, mixing with stone, and creating the same material you saw earlier. As well as on some of the other levels, you see them growing mushrooms and plants to actually create the wood that you saw earlier as well, and then fusing it together.
Okay, I see what's going on here. All right.
You finally reach the top of the tower, though, and you're met with a large door. Two more guards, they look at you. They nod, and they open the door. Before you is a large door. Before you is a large hall with a large, throne-type chair. You can't really see whatever sits in the chair. You tell that it's quite large, but they are obscured via some type of magic. And in a language you actually understand.
Is it TTRPG or is it normal? Because keep in mind, I just know magic.
It's slow magic.
It's slow magic? Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably Blur or something along those lines. Okay.
Something similar to that, yes. But it actually, the creature greets you in a language you can understand.
Oh, nice. Convenient.
Traveler, weary travelers, how hath you found yourself in my realm?
Question. Are they a practitioner of theurgy or slow magic?
Yes.
Theurgy?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Gotcha. He's gonna take one step forward and go, "We took a travel through the night road. After a conflict with a blank, we found ourselves here. It has been a wellspring of knowledge from my past. And, well, to be honest, we were not welcomed in these parts by many of the inhabitants. But nevertheless, we did not honor the request of the dragon when they beseeched us to free them. We find ourselves here, knowing a way to leave. We must simply travel up from here. We wish only to leave and be on our way. We ask you not to impede us."
Hmm. This request, since you did not help that dragon in the depths, which we were sworn to guard, then I have no quarrels with letting you leave. Although I would ask for a boon. For letting you do so. If you are able to get rid of the physical barrier and allow safe passage between the two, between the above ground and underground, I believe that we may be able to help you at some point. As you can see, we have a variety of resources only found in this place.
Question. Who are you sworn to?
I'm sworn to defend and assist my people. The Master Ezra is sworn to. I have not seen in many, many years. Now, I simply do my best to stop chaos from ravaging the lands as best as I can and keep my people safe.
I would take the staff. I would take the my scepter off of my waist. I kind of hold it out in front of me. Does this artifact remind you of anything?
You can feel surprise. I do recognize it. I've not seen it in a very, very long time.
Then you must recognize this power. As he lets go of the statue, lets it float next to him, he grabs out the book that he's been keeping journals in. As he flips through the pages, like turns it around facing them, flips through the pages. I have been able to remember all of these incantations and all of this theurgy, and I hope that proves I am who I say I am. As he shuts the book.
Looks back at you. I may recognize the staff, but I never truly met the one who wielded it. I saw him before, but the one I followed had met him, talked to him. On a few occasions, but I never dared to ask who it was. His name seemed to be some sort of taboo.
Do you remember his name?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Do you remember his name or at least his title?
No, most topics of him seem to be hush, hush, and taboo, so I never dared to ask.
I understand. Can you reveal yourself to me? As a... what would be the best way of explaining it? As a token from myself to you. He's going to go ahead and turn around, look at the rest of them, and go, all of you, Steve, you may stay. The rest of you, stand outside.
Cole and Ezra nod and leave the room real quick. Steve just kind of looks a little awkward.
Well, he's just gonna look over and go, stand by the door.
He nods, goes back to the door.
He's gonna take a look over at her as he takes off his mask and places it on his waist.
You see the spell kind of fall as a massive wolf walks out of the shadows towards you.
Okay, that is not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. I was expecting something different.
Were you expecting a bug?
No, I was expecting some type of beast man or some shit. Honestly, I was expecting like a Kuator or some shit.
Well, you asked for its true form.
Yeah, no, I know.
Which is a large wolf.
I know. I'm just saying that's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
This just wasn't what he was expecting. As he kind of nods, he approaches in a kindly manner. He goes, I hope we can speak freely.
It nods to you, Lucy, and goes, well, this is my true form. I do believe this is one that will be more comfortable to you. As a shimmer of energy swirls around it, it turns into a humanoid form with, basically a beast basically a humanoid beast form.
Fair enough. Werewolf shit, I understand.
Yes.
So he's gonna take a look over at him and go, let me tell you my story. As he goes ahead and looks around to see if there's any type of like table or something they can sit at or anything at all. And I'm guessing there isn't, so he's gonna go.
The beast is gonna beckon you forward basically to the. You can see behind the throne there's 2 doors, and it leads into one of them, which has basically a study.
I will tell them. I would literally spend the next 2 hours telling them my entire story from my awakening to now.
They nod to all of it. Yeah, they nod to all of it, and they ask you also to see a map, like a normal map.
Yeah.
As they've not been outside of the reaches of this place for a very long time.
Pull the best one I have out.
Look at they usually point to a location within your father's territory, within one of the many mountain ranges. As Tad tells you, I do believe that this is where the entrance will exit out into your father's territory. So, if you do decide to lower the barrier, allowing us exit of this place, then I would be interested in creating an alliance with your father.
You see, what I wish is not necessarily an alliance. What I would request, as he looks a little serious, like much more serious than he has been previous. He goes, you must know, as I've said, my progenitor is the one who wielded this power before. However, your master served my progenitor. I would ask you, my people are willing to assist yours. And I'm sure if you want an alliance, your people are willing to assist mine. I would ask you to join my father on behalf of myself and remain as guardians of this dragon until we know more. And
Wolf nods.
Oh, I was.
Okay, you can go.
No, you're good.
Okay.
And remain.
So was gonna.
Oh, go ahead.
You said you're good. I thought you were done.
No. I thought you were letting me go. So I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. Yeah.
So, he's gonna continue and go. And in the same accordance that you followed your master, I ask you to follow me. I will prove to you I will not let you down. As I am a sword of my father, I still have answers I need to acquire. My story is not clear-cut. I do not doubt my father. But I wish to know more about this progenitor. It fascinates me so. And I don't know why I feel so drawn to it, but if I can learn more, I wish to. And if you followed him, like I said, I hope you can follow me. Become one with my people, yours and mine. And we will ensure that both of our kin will not grow stagnant. If you need me to prove myself as you have just met me, I understand. But I hope the vulnerability of both showing you who I am and not hiding behind a mask, even though I do to everybody else, only not to a select few that I trust. And the very fact that I wield this power, and I have not forsaken their original intents, then you can trust me, at least for now. What say you?
You hear a chuckle at you, chuckle a bit. Well, you did. Well, you shown your true face to me, which does bring trust, and did not fall for the offer of power from the dragon. You do have one thing misunderstood. My master did not follow your progenitor. I do believe that they were in some way close as friends. When they talked, it was more casual. Advisory, maybe. But still, nonetheless, you do seem like someone with a great amount of talent and a greater amount of potential. And seeing as I am my land is in your father's land, I will be willing to join his nation to help keep the dragon suppressed and help in any way I'm able.
He nods. Good. There's one less worry on my shoulders. I will need to speak with my father temporarily, but I will be back. The barrier will not be completely released, but if you would like to come with me, I'd be happy to take you alongside. You see, I've instructed the generator, before my knowledge of all that has happened here over the last afternoon, to only temporarily drop for 5 minutes once per day when it comes in contact with my power. Of course, I can go re-instruct it to permanently drop the barrier, but I will not be able to do so till I return. If you would like to remain, that is fine. If you would like to come with me and see the outside world again, meet my father as well, solidify your doubts, if there are any, you'd be welcome to.
Nonstein stands. It has been many, many years since I've seen the outside world. And I would like to be able to see the sky again, and as well as meet the god in charge of the theurgy that my people will be joining.
So will you be joining me?
Indeed.
Oh, okay, I was expecting a but. But let us leave. We must be on our way then.
My people will be fine for a period of time. While I'm gone, they'll be fine.
He nods, takes the mask, places it back on his face. As he goes, then, my servitor knows the way out. We have the map prepared. He has it memorized. All I need to do is touch the barrier.
It nods to you and chuckles again. The way out isn't exactly very far from here. It is simply the other door behind my throne.
Oh, well, excellent. He's going to go ahead and wave his hand towards Steve as he's like, fetch the other two. Just sending a message over to him as he looks over at his newfound companion as he's like, well, they'll catch up. Let us go.
You walk up the path. You're met with like a large stone door with no handle or anything like that. But as you touch it, you can kind of feel a spark of energy shock through it as it just slowly creaks open. Its massive weight kind of, carving into the ground. As you can see, just the mouth of a cave and the mountains around you, around the area you're in.
Okay. I will
I was about to ask. Yeah, the exit the cave.
I do, and I take the moment to raise my hands as I go. All right. Let us
Also,
be
let's
off.
say Cole and Ezra kind of jog up behind you as Steve
Oh
next
yeah,
to
no,
them.
that's fine. I fucking retch the urge. Hanses, come forth.
I will remind you, by the way, just off somewhere else, Chance and Hans are still just guarding that tomb, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're just there like, it's taking a really long time.
Man, it's been a while.
Yeah, it must be a really difficult
Shame.
trial.
It's like, man, this really must be a while. Oh well,
Yeah.
I trust him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just kind of vibing, but so the where are they? Tireless Iron, Cavalier. Okay, so yeah, that is gate, which means it is just as an action.
I'm surprised you didn't just open a portal back home.
You know, you're right. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let's do that instead. Just rip a fucking portal open and make things quick as fuck. I didn't even think about it. I forgot I had portal. I was like, haunts, let's go. Make it thematic, but no, yeah.
No.
I'll just rip it open over the course of 2 rounds.
On the other side, you see one, like the priest kind of look very surprised. The giant, basically werewolf next to you.
Yeah. As we just walk through the portal.
One of them immediately rushes off to you, like, one of them goes, do you want me to go tell your father of the guests?
Speed ahead, yes. I'll be making my way up there soon.
Nods and, runs off.
Then I will continue just up the building as I look over at my newfound companion. And just to be 100% sure, this is the king, right?
Actually, queen.
Queen? Okay. Because you were saying he a lot. So I was like, okay.
Did I?
Yeah.
I said I think they are it there the entire time.
I could have sworn I heard he once or twice.
No.
So, anywho, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna look over at her and go, so, follow me. I will take you to my father.
Nods back to you.
As we go off.
Quite a nice tower you have here.
It gets drafty, but we try and clean it as often as we can.
After a little while, you arrive finally at the door to your father's, the throne room, basically.
Yeah.
You see now, just kind of looking at the giant wolf, like, what the fuck?
What the? Yeah, no, it's good.
He's gonna look at you and go, young master, I see you have a new guest.
Their royalty opened the door.
He looks a bit surprised, nods and goes, hello then, your majesty. Welcome to our fine tower, as he opens the door. Your father is already standing, just kind of looking over as you and the giant scary wolf lady walk in.
Yep.
I was like, oh my god. Are you gonna make the comment on the fact that there is now a 9-foot tall werewolf following you?
No.
Fair enough.
I'm going to walk on in. I'm sure she would have told me the name of her people at some point during our long conversation. What is the name of their people?
I didn't actually have anything for them. I don't think
Did you not make a name for their people? Dude?
I thought you were gonna slaughter all of them.
That's fair. But...
that and they are more or less tribal. They don't really have much of a name.
Fair enough.
Fuck.
Here. I'll make something up. What was the dragon one? He was the one who watches.
The one who watches.
Yep. He's gonna go ahead and call out to his father.
I have a name for them. The Watchers of the Deep.
The Watchers of the Deep. He's gonna go ahead and go, Father, I have brought before you the honorable queen of the Watchers of the Deep, keeper of the one who watches.
Your father looks at you very confused. As looks and goes, why would the one who watches be held down there?
He's gonna say, we have much to discuss. Shall we... Oh, playback limit. All right, boys, we're not gonna have music for like the next 10 minutes, so pardon. It's gonna be very, very quiet, but nevertheless, story keeps going. He's gonna call over to his father and go, if possible, may we set up preparations for tea and confectionaries and such, so we may have a long, long conversation.
He nods his head on the priest and goes, "Set up the dining hall. We have distinguished guests today." He walks over to you, puts a hand on your shoulder, and says, "I'm assuming then the subjugation of the demon went well, if you came back with guests such as this."
He's gonna nod. Um, Keep in mind, the only ones that are in here is me and her, no one else. Um, as
Yeah,
yeah.
the only attending priest just left. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying like I didn't bring any of my fucking companions.
Oh,
Period.
yes, you mean yeah.
As I look over at him, as I just take one step back, as I go, pardon me, let me acquire this for you. As I reach my hand through a fucking small wrist-sized portal, grab the sword from like straight up like off of, because Steve had it for like the longest time, so off of wherever
Yeah.
the fuck he's holding it currently, and just summon it to my hand. As I place the blade against my left hand, turn my hand holding the hilt underneath it, both palms up, as I offer the sword up to him.
He takes it. He looks over it. With a look of sorrow on his face. It is very sad what happened to him and his master.
I in fact was able to meet the one who watches.
He looks at you, a look of confusion and just concern.
Do
His
not
master
worry.
wasn't the one who watches.
What?
His master was the one who consumes.
He's gonna look very confused. He's like, Father, here, look over this, please. As he takes out his journal and hands it to him, flip to this page. As he turns to the page where he began all of his notes, read through these thoroughly.
Was the description of it?
All of the treacherous incantations, all of the information that I've gathered at this point, besides like from when I got to the Queen's area, everything from before that was just all the notes I made from my predecessor.
Did you ever write down a description of the dragon?
No, but I'm about to fucking tell it to him.
Yeah.
As I look at him and I go, read over that, please, Father.
He's gonna look. I'll say he's gonna look over to me and say, "I recognize these runes. They were part of a powerful binding artifact we found many, many years ago. Although we never found I never found anything powerful enough to power them."
Let me gather my thoughts, and when we return to the table, I will be able to explain more there. But read over those. Those are from my artifact's former user. As he just goes straight to the dining room. His mind is fucked right now.
Yeah, well, I would say this right now. If I just let him out, yeah, you were gonna be fucked.
Oh, I know. That's why he doesn't trust shit. He does not trust anybody with more power than him.
Except the one who understands. Because one who understands is just chill as fuck.
He was able to prove it like a motherfucker, and if he wanted us dead, we would have been dead.
Yeah,
So.
he basically was like, yeah, fight my incarnation. He sure could have just murdered you there, but did not. Yeah, yes, he's chill.
Plus, then afterwards, I got confirmation from your boy that, you know, dad from, you know, that he's cool and all, so I have no reason to doubt him. So I'm basically, he's not necessarily rushing away from his dad, but his mind is such in a scramble, he doesn't want to say something wrong or offbeat.
Yeah.
Right now, so he needs to compose himself and recollect thoroughly on what's going on. So he's gonna go straight to the dining room while his father looks over all of that, and just take a seat and mill over his mind while he's waiting.
I'll say about you get to the dining room. It's not fully done yet. About 3 minutes later, The wolf lady and your father enter into the room. I'm guessing you stick to the right of your father and her on the
Yep.
other side of the table.
Yep. I'm assuming it's like a I'm assuming we're not like at a big dining table or anything.
No,
It's probably like one of
no.
those like little circular ones. Like
It's
um
an oval, but it's like 3 seats long, and
oh
then
okay, that's not
once
too
you get
bad.
in,
That's
yeah,
not too bad.
it's a fairly small table, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably be sitting in like on the side where they can kind of take the ends. So I'll probably be like, there in between the two of them. But still next to both of them. Um
Yeah.
as he's been sitting here drinking tea and had a small snack of something or another, but he's just when by the time they come and he finally snaps out of it, as he waits for them to both take their seats, as he goes, "Sorry, I apologize. The whole ordeal when you said the one who consumes, it's made more sense. Do not worry, I did not free him by any means."
He nods and goes, "He is quite the tricky one to deal with. Even if you had tried to discern what he was saying to be truth or not, you would have never seen through them. I'm glad your judgment was good enough to not believe him,
I'm
or
I'm
to not trust him."
I'm sure you've poured over the theurgy in there. Do you have anything to say?
He nods, looks it over, and goes, "Yes, I have. Like I said, with these protective runes, or these binding runes. I have seen them before on an artifact. It was a set of chains that, when activated, would bind their targets, no matter what their size and power was, to a limit. But I never met anything that could actually resist to them, nor have I ever seen one who created them. Although it seems the one who understands knew of the person who created them."
Yes, and as I said, my artifact's original user, the one that it is made of, it seems he was the one who created it. Through meditation, I've been able to tap into that memories. And pardon if I may, he kind of holds his hand out for the journal back.
He hands it back to you.
He flips through to the pages where he wrote down right after the dream. He's like, these pages I memorized during one of those visions. The formulas are incomplete, but as he flips to the next pages, I was able to transcribe from the chains themselves, holding the beast down. I was able to remap the interworkings that are required to recast the spell. Now, I have no idea what other components beyond the magic itself are required. I'm assuming it's material far and exceeding my experience, I'm sure. But if everything else could come together, I'm sure I could recast this. But, Father, as he flips through to the end side, as he goes over the generator's notes, he goes, "These are what I gathered when I went over to the generator that was fueling the chains' power. They required an external power source, and it seems the predecessor of this artifact is the one who created it. I had access to all of its information, corrupted as most of it was. I was able to ask it rudimentary questions, and I still have access to it to this day. It will obey me. It seems with this and this and here," as he flips through the pages and starts going over pieces of his notes, he goes, "I know how to replicate these. I don't know what is required to forge it, per se, and I would need assistance in that, but I think I'm understanding what he was trying to do. At least to some extent, anyway. And I've already told all this. We have the music again. Fuck yeah, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
Anywho. So he goes, so it seems that I'll potentially be able to replicate this in more than once if we can just get everything together aside from the magic itself that I need. But I did not free him. The beast itself tried and failed to convince me. I would not listen to its words, truthful or otherwise, and I had a hunch he could not be trusted. By no means. I only barely trusted my other uncle, the one who knows. He was not trusted at first, but if he wanted us dead, he would have done so. And when you vetted his credibility, I had no reason to distrust him anymore. And I wanted to save my judgment for what you had to say. I felt that would be the wisest and most competent call, instead of freeing him to get some semblance of freedom. I figured it would be best to go ahead and search for a way out without using brute force of him breaking me out. And I learned quite a lot in the making. I have other things to attend to, of course, that I've learned as well, and things I have to investigate in relation to my artifact. But he seemed to lie to me over and over and over. I never trusted a word. I was not going to until I got your opinion.
He looks at you and goes, "It's good that you did not free him, because out of all of them who held titles, he was by far one of the most dangerous and unstable of us all."
I see. Good. Good. He also gave me small fragments of information about you, but none of it swayed me. Not at all. Regardless of what position you may have held, or what opinions you may have had, that matters not to me. I am as loyal as I have always been, and that will never waver. Even if you decided one day to go to war with all of them, I'd be right there by your side, no matter the cost.
He nods to you. "Your loyalty for me has never been in doubt. And one day I will tell you the full story of what happened to my title. But for today, we have guests. Or we have a guest. So, what is your goal coming to the surface?" The wolf is gonna look back. The fox. No, I don't remember the fox. Anyway, the wolf looks back. After talking to your son, and seeing the talent he has, and also seeing how your people are treated so far from what I've seen within the tower, if we can one day lower the physical barrier between my land and the surface, then I would like to become part of your theocracy, helping enrich the area as with whatever I can, and enriching my own people at the same time.
I would recommend removing the barrier temporarily, if nothing else, to allow their people to leave. If we can do it permanently, that would be beneficial to everybody here. But I feel we should not, under any circumstances, allow that damned dragon to have any semblance of freedom. But the chains are degraded, and that power will not hold him forever. We must we must maintenance them. It must be rejuvenated. We need the material.
Illusion goes, even when I had seen them previously, I wasn't sure of what they were made of. No one I've met has been able to figure it out. I think our best course is to create a weapon to slay the dragon.
Wow, he is powerless.
Indeed.
Excellent. Of course. Well thought of, Father.
There is someone who came to us recently, sent by you,
Yes.
who I think could help create something of that sort.
The smithy god.
Indeed.
Well
It'll
thought
take
of.
time, effort, and material, but I believe, with enough, you should be able to create something to slay the dragon.
And until then, we defend his location. I'm sure the servants will come. Now that the barrier has dampened even a little, I'm sure, I can only assume, an entity of that power level at least has some sort of influence, even though his magic is sealed. Something must have detected their master once again.
I'm unsure if the one that consumes had any followers, but there were many, many powerful foes that coveted its power.
And
We'll keep on watch and make sure nothing gets close to it. With your help, he points. He gestures to the wolf.
yeah.
She nods in confirmation.
Should I begin work on golems to defend as well? There are many already down there, but they are not subservient to me. He goes ahead and describes them blatantly as best he can. And then he goes, these servitors.
You see the wolf. The wolf raises her hand. Ah, yes, those were created by me a long time ago.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, he's like, he wasn't ready for that, honestly. He was kind of like, oh, well, I didn't know you were that powerful to make that many servitors? Dude, fuck. Okay. All right.
Well, they're not really. They're less servers. Or more just they're a modified version of the
They're
golem spell.
golems, but still.
Yeah, they don't have gifts or anything like that.
They're both thrown spells, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, So, I mean, but just the quantity is crazy. He's gonna go ahead and go, yeah, excellent. But obviously the biggest things of needing to be guarded would be the entrance. But even that is not as necessary. Remember, Father, I traveled via the night road. Straight into the heart of the complex. As a result, there is a way inside. Whether we like it or not, the runes defending. That my predecessor, it seems, created. Even those runes cannot stop a gateway through the night road. We must be extra vigilant. Because even if a frontward assault through the upper entrance is something we can defend, randomly just teleporting inside is another variable we must be aware of. The generator must be defended. The chains themselves must be defended. And of course, the entrance, the more conventional one, must also. We must put things in place. And this has to be done as soon as possible. I'm sure you know.
He nods. The considerations we made and the preparations we made. A fortress will be built over it, and material sent down to the people to aid them.
Of course. Would I be able to go and scavenge for the rest of the relics that the former user of this staff used previously? It seems they may aid me in my power.
He nods and puts a hand on her shoulder. Reclaim what is yours. May it grant you enough power to That you feel, make you fear no one in this world.
He nods. Father, I must ask you. I know you said you would give me any form of information in due time about this staff. Do you know anything at all about the former deity residing within this staff?
Only from what I've heard from the one who understands. See, he came before our time. Not by much, but still. By the time we were alive, the yeah, the overlay of when he was alive and we were gaining power and knowledge is slim. And at that time, we were not powerful enough to be able to meet someone like him.
I see. Then, I suppose his power becoming mine is an asset we must farm. It's an asset we must grow. And if that power can be bent to our will, then we may very well have the makings of something that we can use to achieve our dream.
He nods, see a proud look in his eyes. Now go. Make the preparations that you need
Of
to
course,
journey out to wherever you need to go.
I will go post haste. I will leave the two of you to smooth over the fine details of the combining of our people. I will quickly go and sunder the barrier. By the time you return, Your Majesty, it will be done.
She nods to you and a happy look on her face. Thank you for everything you've done. Allow me to see the sky again.
He nods. Of course. As he just kind of gives a little polite bow, and as he just exits through the side room and heads on out to go quickly get up his people. Basically, we're just gonna fast track this shit, go straight on back, turn off the barrier, and then what I'm gonna do next is my next goal is to pull out that fucking map, like basically get out of the fucking I'm not even talking to the son of a bitch. I'm not even paying attention to him at all. I'm not gonna listen to a
Yeah,
damn word.
he's gonna see the look on your face, and you hear him just the angry sigh of as you just go by. He just puts his head back down.
And then I'm going to leave straight back on out, and I'm gonna grab the map to where I need to go to get these artifacts, and I'm fucking going straight there. Like a whole party's there. We're going.
I still don't have shots or Hans.
I will, like I said, like I was just about to say, I am gonna, however, go grab Chance and Hans on my way to turn off the barrier.
all right, yeah, I can get them, and you prepare for your journey to go to the first site of inheritance.
Yep. There we go.
And that is all I have for today.
I think today's session was really, really fun.
How surprised were you when I said that his name wasn't the one that watches? That's
Draven didn't know what the fuck to do, dude.
I mean, like, how did you feel?
Oh, me? Oh, I expected something or another along those lines, but it was a nice plot twist. It was a very nice plot twist.
What do you think? What do you think of the name though? The one that consumes.
Oh, that panicked the shit out of the dude.
Yeah. I am very happy you did not try to recruit the queen to your party.
No. He didn't plan on doing that to begin with. He knew there had to be someone who defended down here.
Would you like to hear what because
I'm sure.
she has a lesser gift. She has a single greater gift, which is a constant, just fear no steel. That's just really thick, fur basically.
Yeah.
As a passive. You would have actually gotten an artifact if you had killed her. It would have been basically an additive to armor that would have given it the ability of fear no steel.
Oh, nice. Now, to be fair,
Damage wise,
Okay.
by the way, though, dude, 3 attacks, a D12 straight,
Oh wow.
auto hit, auto hit.
Well, it's a good thing she's our ally now.
Yep, 60 HP, by the way, too.
Plus, we have all those we have all those golems down there under our
They're
control now.
they're just kind of down there. Yeah, they're just
They're
defending.
gonna stay. They're gonna do the same thing they've been doing, but
They're
still.
patrolling. Yeah.
They're probably gonna move a little bit out though. Like at least some of them just do patrols around.
This is they're patrolling now. Yeah.
But I mean, hey, now we have a bunch of new fucky wucky weird material, to build with and whatnot that we can actually start cultivating. And I'm sure, we have a new weird language in our society that
Yes.
we can deal with. We can put undead down there and defend as well as scouts and this, that, and the other. But this whole new complex, I'm sure after a couple of months, is just going to be a fucking fortress with like the confine. Like, I can imagine they're probably going to excavate the whole area around the ruins and the dome and just build a massive fortress around that. And then everything inside, they're probably going to carve out up to the runic border and then build from there. So it's basically just like fortress shell, runic border, fortress shell.
They don't really need to, as like the barrier itself it's gonna hold as long as it doesn't run out of power. It's gonna hold, and even then,
is it just like a over this area, or is it like planted on the walls and shit?
To over a certain area.
Oh,
but,
okay, cool. That doesn't matter. Okay, cool.
Yeah. They put it down there now. Like they'll probably patrolling the area, make sure nothing tries to spawn down there. But the thing is, though, about the night road thing is, the only way down there is not just a night road. It has to be basically a terrathon, an unstable portal. And after opening it using theurgy, it's a hole in reality, and that shit is dangerous.
It is. Draven, though, doesn't give a shit about how dangerous it is or how unlikely it is. It's a possibility.
Covering your bases. Yeah, it's covering your bases.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, I think it's within the days they kind of start building a fortress there, and trade starts to begin between the people. Now, guys, the real question is, because looking through, and I realized what power I'm going to give Azeroth at the end to make him on par with someone who has the urge, because he's going to be like progressively more of just I said he's peak human.
Yeah.
He is the peak of what a human can be physically, at least.
Yep.
He's going to become truly a mortal. Like, not just a divine hero, not just a hero, but just truly a mortal champion.
But boys, I feel like today has been a very, very lore-heavy session, and I've been really fucking with it. If we can keep that shit up, boys.
It's supposed to be combat, but you're just like diplomacy.
Well, not even diplomacy. It's lore-heavy because of just all this shit relating to the predecessor, and it's gonna be it's gonna be even deeper in the next couple of sessions, I'm sure.
Yes. So you're looking what you're finding out about the predecessor so far?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I've been like teasing you here and there about it.
I'm loving it. The shit has been, for Draven specifically, it's amazing. But anywho, chat. So for any of you who are watching the VOD or are catching it live, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Again, thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with us, watching this very, very, very good campaign so far.
It's been so fun to play.
It has been so much fucking fun. We'll be back here next week, Wednesday, 10 p.m. EST, for some Godbound episode 8. Now, if we're going to be doing more than that, that's up to James. I don't give a shit. But
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
This has been a very special occasion. But I greatly appreciate having 2 sessions this week. It's been fucking stellar. I feel like we really moved a lot of character development through here, and it's been very, very good. It's been so much fun. But we do have to close it out. So for any of you who are watching and may not be necessarily aware, I am Vostal_DMG. Same as I said at the very beginning of the stream, I am a D&D themed demigod only VTuber. We do lots of different variety gaming streams through here, as well as obviously Godbound on Wednesday, and other TTRPGs occasionally throughout the week if we happen to have one scheduled periodically whenever. You can catch my schedule up over on the Discord, or you can catch it over on Twitter at Vostal_DMG, or you can find me directly over on Twitch if you're not watching this via Twitch. Over at twitch.tv/Vostal_DMG. as well as you can find your boy James up here, our dungeon master, over at twitch.tv/Lich of Headpats. James, you want to say just a little bit about yourself before we close on out?
As always, I'm just, I'm our DM, I'm a resident DM here for Godbound. I'm gonna be trying to get another Godbound together, maybe the
Maybe.
Lost Frontier game. But it's always really good fun to play with you, boss. I just generally you do variety gaming stuff. Soon enough, I might be getting into doing some more Minecraft. I'm trying to get a modded Minecraft server up and running with actually one of your mods. Yeah, with Spirit, as well as my girlfriend, Pinky Lie. We're gonna be doing some Craft to Exile.
Pog shit.
Yeah.
All right, boys. We will see you guys tomorrow. As of recording this, for our regularly scheduled programming. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Bye, guys.